But
See
they are
lasers or lights.
There's lasers on the left, and there's a light on the right. This light, see this LED light over here on the right?
Okay, yeah.
See the laser in that image.
Okay, just pay attention to that. Pay attention to the boats, and I'll just skip to the part that matters in the video. This is 240 feet, 80 meters away from the camera. What you're gonna see, and what he's gonna do. Let me just get to the right part. Okay, here it is. Now, previous to this, he had opened the door behind him, let in some cold air, and then closed it, waited a couple minutes. Now he's going to open this garage door. That's what this black line is, the bottom of the garage door. This white garage door, open it up for a few seconds, and then close it again. It is about 30 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It's around 68 degrees Fahrenheit inside. Maybe a little cooler since he had opened that other door previously. So there's a big temperature differential. Here's the light that we saw previously. Here's how the boats look previous to opening the door. So you can get a good look at that. And it is 80 meters away. The camera is on the ground. This floor is flat. There are some undulations in it. It's not perfectly flat, but for these purposes, it's flat. And you can see the floor behind the behind the target anyway. So let me play this.
Yeah, we're getting it.
All right.
Because yesterday at this point there was a lot of.
The requirement here is that the sun set, that basically the sun going to that place cools the significant. That's a little interesting because that's not.
Who thought of this, Brandon? Who thought it's a good idea? Who thought of it?
This is Pebble on the Pond. Relatively new guy. I think he went by Pete the Great previously. Mm-hmm. But he's got access to this garage, and he's done 4 or 5 different iterations. So this has been repeated.
So I just watched you lift or whoever lifted the garage up and then put it back down. What am I supposed to not see now?
Okay, now you don't see the light on the right, and you don't see the bottom of the boats.
The thing is, in these images, there is clear mirroring. In the images of the windmills, there is not any clear mirroring. That's the difference.
This is not the only phenomena that happens.
It's not the only phenomenon.
Hey, can I finish? This isn't the only phenomena that happens with atmospherics. This is one phenomena that can block the bottom of objects, distant objects.
Yeah.
And yes, you do see mirroring, although in the case of the light, you don't see the mirroring. So it depends on what is available to be reflected.
Please note the top of the boat didn't go down.
Yep, the top of the boat didn't disappear. That's true.
It didn't go down.
Didn't go down.
Didn't go down. Yeah, it didn't go down. That's right. Yep. Just this layer of atmosphere came up, mirrored above it, and blocked the light and the bottom of the boats from the bottom up.
Strangely enough, when we look at ships, they go
all
down.
the time.
The tops of them go down.
It's inferior mirage. Inferior mirage blocks the bottom of objects.
Yeah.
That's fine.
See, Brandon,
Yes.
what the problem is for me.
Absolutely correct.
Twit speaking, guys. Hold on. Let's
Bottom
see
of object.
what you say to it. Go ahead.
No, that's like I don't think anybody's going to disagree with what we're watching right here. But it's not in that other picture. Like there was one that actually had some kind of miraging going on. I think we all agreed on that. But what about the clear ones where there is no miraging going on?
Yeah, we've been discussing that too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay.
We think that there are other atmospheric effects. This is one, but there's something that we've kind of nicknamed proximate looming, where the foreground is actually looming up in front of the object, and you can see that. But like I said, we're not trying to explain all of our observations with this, but a lot of the observations where we see the bottom of objects missing, there's clear indication that this is what's taking place.
Would proximate looming bring the top of the objects down? Like the turbines are lower on the horizon. They're actually closer to the horizon, but how would proximate looming do that?
Not to mention that proximate looming would mean that you were pulling things up above your eye level to actually cause an obstruction, so automatically it's wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can measure the angle to that object, the top part, not the bottom part that's been mirage, the inferior mirage or the the inferior mirage, you will then see that the position has not changed. So therefore, everything below it is being blocked by the reflection factors of miraging. So you're absolutely wrong. There's not even a question.
Nothing is
What's he
raised.
wrong about, Matt?
No.
All he said
And
was the
that
bottom was
is-
blocked by this
that is-
atmospheric effect. What was wrong
The
about
bottom, no, because it is being blocked by the bottom, but you're making
Yeah,
it
so he's
seem
not
like
wrong.
No, absolutely. blocking. You're
Zanik,
right.
the question is, Zanik, answer this question. Is the obstruction physical? Answer
Of course
that
it's
question.
physical.
It's a physical obstruction, yeah?
Physical effect, yes, physical property of light.
Well, there you go. Then that's what. So you think that is physical? That you can't see it because it's a physical obstruction.
No,
No,
it's
it's
physical
physical obstruction. The effects are physical. These reflective and mirroring, miraging effects are physical effects. These happen in the physical world.
And you measure to it.
But it's not a tangible, concrete thing blocking it, right?
A physical object.
No, it's a water thing. It's not concrete. It's water.
The water is blocking the bottom in the ones we
No,
showed.
in Brandon's image, is
not
it
water,
physical?
These particular objects are being blocked by an optical effect.
But it's not
Now,
physical.
Quite
Though, yeah?
often, let me finish. Quite often, you will see objects that are closer than these objects being blocked by the physical curve of the Earth and not by miraging. So that's an interesting picture. If you can find things that are closer in the field of view and also things behind it that are having miraging effects, that's a great picture because it addresses both points that everyone here is trying to make.
Hold up, Zanik. You just said it was a physical effect, and then you said it's an optical effect. Is it
Yeah,
physical
which
or
is
optical?
it, Zanik? Make your
What
mind
is
up.
it? Optical effects are physical.
No, don't confuse us.
What?
Is it physical?
I'm not confusing. I'm staying real.
Well, is it
You're
physical?
either playing in words to get people pinched into a corner to admit that they're wrong or right, or you're right or they're.
Is it
makes
physical
no
in the
sense.
same sense like a wall would block it? Like
You
a-
got to use the word
you want-
tangible. You got to use
is
the
the
word
curving
tangible.
earth
Physical.
blocking
Everything
this
in reality is
no.
physical. You're using the wrong word.
Is this a optical effect?
That's why I said tangible or concrete.
Yeah, you stop using physical. Use
keep
tangible.
changing it,
Everything's
Zanik.
physical.
Stick to one.
Tangible.
Speaking as usual. What made the
Not
light
a-
disappear
it's
from the
not-
right? Zanik?
It's not a
What made the
tangible-
light disappear from the right?
It's not a
The top of the
tangible
image.
obstruction.
What made the light disappear from the right-hand side, Zanik?
What physical object?
The top of the image obscured it.
Was it a wall? Was it the floor? Was it the garage door? What was it? What made the
Reflection
light
of the
disappear,
top of the
Zanik?
image.
The top of the image is reflecting down within the atmosphere, blocking the bottom of the image.
So it was not a physical obstruction.
Tangible.
Well, that in my
Tangible.
mind, that is still physical, but that is not. No, the Earth is not blocking in this case the light or the object.
That's
by-
how.
we
Explain to us then.
So
How
we
do you
have
have?
obstruction due to something other than a physical object, correct, Zanik?
Yeah, you can always have obstructions that are not.
Not always. Here, in this case, what do we have in this case?
In this case,
this
we have
case.
we have the obstruction caused by an optical effect called miraging, inferior miraging.
Very well. Very good.
So it's not physical. That's the
And
main
in
thing.
many
yeah?
in many cases, that happens very far away because that happens at your eye level. That's what's interesting. You haven't brought, no one's brought that up yet. The miraging effect happens at your eye level.
All right,
So
but we're not
quite
arguing that.
often-
We're not arguing that.
Hold on,
All we're
hold on,
showing you
let me
is
finish,
that
you know.
all we're
One-
demonstrating
quite
is on
often
it.
you see things that are closer being obstructed by the curve of the Earth, yet not blocked by or affected by miraging. Those are
Quit
the
saying
things-
curve of the earth. Quit saying that. We're not talking about curve of the earth. We're talking about a
physical
atmospheric
obstruction is curve of the Earth.
We don't ever see
Yeah.
that, and you damn sure don't measure it.
I thought you just said this was
Yeah,
obstruction
You
too.
do actually.
No, we don't.
You do.
And I would like to address the windmills. Y'all are saying they appear lower. Those
They are
windmill
lower.
blades, they are not actually lower. They just appear lower.
They're
Right.
below.
Yes, they do. Things in the
horizontal-
distance can appear higher and lower due to
Rocky,
atmosphere.
you got to get a grip,
Yeah.
man.
No, that's the truth.
Right.
They can be
Approach the
magnified.
horizontal-
They can
Racky, for
appear
that to be the
closer.
case-
They can
For
appear
that to be the
further
case, you
away.
need the- Racky, for that to be the
So
case,
no
you
one
need the
listened to
atmosphere-
me. Two
Racky,
people
if-
overtalked me. Two
Racky,
people.
if
You
that's the
and
case, then
Zanik
what you
overtalked me while I was talking. I wasn't quite done. If you would like me to finish, just
I didn't
point
say
out
put yourself
you
on
I
mute.
said nothing.
Yeah, let
I
him
said
make his
You
point,
and this
Zanik.
guy.
Yeah, let him make his
Here's
point
the
about
thing
the
with
higher or
that.
lower
I
thing.
said nothing, Rakia. Nothing. I
The
said.
first time I've spoken and two people overtalked me, whoever it was.
It's all right, Racky. Go on,
So-
Brian. Let him make his point. Yeah.
things can appear
All right,
closer.
interrupting to begin with.
Oh, for
as they're
goodness
talking
sakes,
over me
Moya.
again.
You do that again. Please.
Objects in
He'll moderate you.
objects
That's
over
over
the
your
distance. Oh my goodness.
I mean, this is
They
how
don't want to hear it. They
yeah.
hate the truth.
Go on, try
These are
again.
people that sit behind their
Liar
keyboards
speak. We
and
need to-
over talk and call people liars who have gone out and videoed these things. They're calling videos liars.
Let's
Objects
have
in
the
the
liar
distance.
say his
Objects
piece.
in the distance, as he overspeaks me for the 5th time, can appear closer, smaller, bigger, magnified, further away. As they overtalk me again, they can appear lower to your eye level, higher than your eye level. They can change shape. They can be distorted.
Critical for you to think
They-
that you can just.
Jesus,
interrupt
why are they
without
interrupting me
worrying about
again?
being
Why is this happening?
Go
Why
on.
is this happening?
Get it out. Try and get it out.
I'm trying, but I mean, that's ridiculous. 3 or 4 different people interrupted me every time I've spoke so far. But anyway, I think I got to the end pretty much where everybody heard. All sorts of things can happen, including distortion, shape change, size, magnification, getting closer and further away. This is all due to the atmospheric conditions and the viewer height, the angle of the light source, and many other optical effects. But that's all it is. It's just an illusion.
Okay, well, right here, to
Welcome
your
to
point, I
Flat Earth.
put your favorite picture on there of the bridges out at Pontchartrain.
So
where
he
you can clearly see
interrupted
the
to
line.
say that. Right, okay.
Hold on, I was just talking. Rocky, I gave you
No, not
your favorite
you.
picture.
No, not you. Ricky
Yeah, I was actually
interrupted.
speaking. I
You
got 4
started.
words. I got 5 words in, and you started talking. Seriously.
I
So,
wasn't
Rocky,
talking
I
to
got your
you,
favorite
was I?
picture, and that's what I said before
Okay.
I was interrupted. I got your favorite picture,
It's
Rocky.
actually agreeing with you, Zanuck.
Again,
Oh
for
my
interrupting.
God.
Goodness sakes,
Dickhead.
what is wrong with
The
you?
bridge, thanks again. Keep on doing it. Bridges are there, and I got the line showing
What an idiot.
the garage and the bridge. And whoever's talking, please stop. And so that shows what you're talking about, Rocky. We all agree that the bottom of this image has been obscured by the inferior mirage. We all agree.
Yeah, you're showing one effect. One effect.
Right. No, I think 2 that you mentioned, it's distorted too. It's that shape of the bridge isn't really what it looks like when you get it close.
No, it's
right?
actually straight. It's just distorted towards the
Right.
angle of the viewer.
Right.
But that's
So we
just
agree
one
again.
thing. That's
We
not
keep on
what
agreeing.
happens on every day.
Ricky, you often complain that people interrupt you. Can you please not interrupt other people?
Me and
Thank
Janet were talking. Yeah.
No, you were kind of. So you got 2 things there. 2 things. We got the actual distortion of the object, and we have the inferior mirage blocking the
Zanuck,
bottom
can
of
you stop interrupting yourself?
Again, there we go. Keep
Right,
on
that's
just
your
doing it.
last chance there, Rizzler. Come on, you're being unfair now.
Okay,
Go ahead, Zanuck.
So,
Go ahead. Finish your point,
we
Zanuck.
have a line. We have a line of delineation between the bridge
You
near the
interrupted
bottom.
yourself.
Stop it!
Could you mute that guy, whoever it is?
You got to mute
So
Rizla.
we have the bottom of the bridge blocked by the mirage. The 2 things that you're talking about, Rocky, are
Zanuck,
the
why do you keep
itself
interrupting
and the
yourself?
bottom of the bridges being blocked.
There's
Now, we're not
clear
even
mirroring
talking-
in that picture. You can't use that anymore.
I can't use what?
You can't use that picture. You can't use that picture of the bridge. There's clear mirroring in it.
That's why it's called inferior mirage.
Yeah, you can't use that as proof of Earth curve.
I don't
No,
think he's
it's not
using it as
proof
proof
of
of Earth curve.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. Thank you. So that is proof of miraging. We know that from other pictures like this, that we know this is the center line. This is actually your level field of view, right? The level point. That's why the miraging happens right there. And we can have pictures that have objects closer to us that are blocked by other obstructions. Earth curve, for example.
No,
Close
other
up.
optical effects. No,
Yeah.
other optical effects, not just
optical.
miraging.
Now, contrary to your point, Rocky, I've made those pictures and I presented them, and you've handled.
Zanuck, why don't you address that point so we don't
Hold
put
on,
it
hold on.
down?
Zanuck, did you say that image with the bridges that far away is blocked because of inferior mirage, right? The bottom is blocked because of inferior mirage, but there are objects that are closer that are blocked by the curvature of the Earth?
Yes.
How does that make sense?
That doesn't make sense.
All the time. I'll give you a picture of one I've actually taken myself. It's not a problem.
No, if it's closer, it should have more
How
curve.
far is this bridge, Rakia? How far is this bridge?
8 miles from where I'm at.
Okay, so at 3 or 4 miles, 4 miles away, if there was a boat, the bottom half of that boat, a little sailboat, will be obscured due to the curve. So you can see that if there was a boat there, now it would be in front of the miraging effect, which would be very interesting. And I have pictures to prove that. I've done this before.
It's
I've actually gone out
never
and taken
just a mirage, Zanuck.
No.
You're being
The boat,
disingenuous.
not a mirage. No, because I was able to
No,
stand.
this
up
is what
and
y'all
see-
do. Let me have a moment, please. You've been rambling. This is what y'all do. Y'all take perspective and say, look, this is what perspective does. See, it's not perspective. Then you say, this is a mirage. This is not a mirage. See, this is Earth curve because it's not a mirage. No, that's not how it works. There's about 50 different things that could happen, none of which are Earth curve, that could obstruct things bottom up, that could distort things, that, as you cut me off, and magnify things and change the position and distort the image to the viewer.
I said one word. I can get a word in. So I'll provide. So that's a good challenge. Let me put a picture that shows mirage in the back.
You need to fix
I
your
was
mic.
talking again to
Your mic, Zanik, is terrible. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'll be done real quick. I'm almost finished.
Zanik, your mic's
Not that bad.
Stop it. I will
Not
provide
bad,
one.
but it's crackling, yeah.
So Rykia, I will provide you a picture that shows the miraging and an object that is. Fuck you! Stop it. I will
Yo,
provide
someone
you
mute Rizla or whatever this person is.
Stop it. I will provide a
you need to
picture.
fix your
that
mic.
Chemo, you gotta mute him, bro.
He's asking for it. I don't know why he's doing it. I don't know why the other mods are just letting him do it also. You can also see...
You keep interrupting me. So listen, I will provide a picture, Rykia, that has miraging and an object closer that is being obscured by curvature. Would that suffice?
Yeah, did you measure this curvature?
Did you fix your mic?
I measured the effects of it because I can see how much
The
boat was
effects
hitting.
of curvature. What? Are you sure it wasn't? Was it over water?
It was over water, yes.
Are you sure it wasn't the like 90 different things it could have been besides Earth curve?
No, I'm positive it wasn't because I could actually
if you
see.
didn't measure the shape of Earth curve,
only
then you
3 miles-
can't
it was only
say
4 miles
it.
away. It was only 4 miles away with no refractive artifact in that area.
That light in
Just
that
talking to yourself,
storeroom is
Rizla,
only about
interrupting
80,
everybody.
a couple 100 foot away or 80 foot away or so. And the light
Can I-
disappears and the bottom of the boats disappear just because of temperature change.
Where's
And you're
80
going to
feet
tell
away?
me something that's 3 or 4 miles away is Earth curve for sure, even though you haven't measured it?
Repeat that.
No, thank you, sir.
Repeat what you said. You said 80 feet away. I got the bottom missing. What?
In the storeroom picture, in the storeroom video.
Yeah.
It's close, right? It's not miles. It's hundreds of feet or less than 100 foot, whatever it is. It's not miles.
I think they
And
said it was 249 feet.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
and
less
you're right
than
on the
less,
you're right on the surface, right?
So hundreds of feet, right?
Well, because I'm also hundreds of feet, but
And
I'm also feet.
The
I'm also
only thing we changed was temperature.
I'm also 3 feet above the surface.
Yeah, but only temperature was
You don't think you
changed.
can see across water without refractive effects?
You don't think the refractive effects over 3 miles is going to be more drastic
Right here, you guys.
over water?
Rykia?
No, he asked me a question. Can you just butt out of our conversation? We're doing fine.
Fuck off.
Zanuck doesn't have a problem. So Zanuck, you don't think over 3 miles at 3 foot is going to be more drastic than a couple inches off of a floor from 240 foot with the only thing
Not
different
even
is
close because we have an
temperature change?
angle. You don't have an
And it's
angle.
not even over water?
No, my answer is no. It's not even close to the same.
Yeah,
Much
right.
more-
It's more drastic over the
No,
3
Much
miles.
more drastic over the floor, looking
No,
right down with
bull
something
crap.
off the ground. Yes, that
Well,
can
that's
be
where you're
proven
wrong.
very easily. No, I know angles and I know how refraction works. You do not. So let me just give you this picture instead of talking about it, and you can chop it up if you'd like. I don't.
Fix your mic, dude.
Zanuck, there is no Earth curve. Get it through your fucking head.
You need to take your mic out your mouth.
Yeah. You need to back off. Check yourself. Stay in your lane,
You need
bro.
to fix your
If you're
mic,
right in front of
Zanuck.
me. Give you a big slap
Well, your
across
mic's
your
really
stupid
bad,
ass.
so.
No, what we're saying is we see all the optical effects and we've videoed them, and what we haven't done is measured the curve of the Earth. When you say it's blocking 3 foot of a boat, what we need is that measurement out to that boat and the drop from horizontal that is
Right. I have the
blocking it.
measurement of the boat, and I have the actual boat
No,
hidden up
We're
to
saying
the
physical
sail,
measurement.
up to the sail, 4 miles away, hidden. The whole hull of the boat is missing except for the sail. Yet there's miraging in the background. The background, another 5 miles away.
There's all types of optical effects happening.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Just give me a second. I gave you the courtesy. I gave you the courtesy, Rocky.
Well, you're about giving me the courtesy. You two.
Listen,
I'm not talking, Zanuck.
Have mouth ears. You need to go put a
You
spot.
two are dominating the chat again. So
Zanuck,
don't talk
that's
to me
not
about
me
courtesy.
talking.
Fine. Last
You
point.
two.
I will give you the picture. You can see the miraging 10 miles away, which is at eye level, and the boat, which is not at eye level, that is being blocked by the water, not miraging or not refraction. I'll
You
show
rule
that
out
to you.
refraction. There's always refractions, and for you to say
Well,
that
you must
is
have
dead
measured the
wrong.
optical corridor then.
And you're saying there's a
I was
mirage in the
sitting on the
back.
optical cord. I was standing on the optical
Did you
corridor.
measure it
I was
though, so
on
you
the
know?
optical
Did you
corridor.
measure it so you know
There's
which
a
way the light was
change.
bending?
Being a little
But like
disingenuous here,
always
Xander.
been to the colder medium. They always been. It makes your case worse. You don't
Did
understand.
you measure? Did you measure the optical corridor
You do
so
not
you
have
know which
upward-
way the
you do
light's
not have
bending?
upward refraction over cold water, you moron. You do not. It never been seen before, ever.
There's no refraction over cold water. You just said.
Blooming, if you have any, it's downward. It's downward refraction.
You
Always.
don't know because you didn't measure it.
You
You don't
do
have
know
any
because you know how
optical
refraction
corridor
works. You don't
measurements.
know because you're a
Let's see the
fucking idiot.
measurements. Let's see the measurements.
Post the
Oh, you
video
don't have
right
them?
now.
You don't have
Where's
them?
the picture?
You have
I
the.
still haven't seen the picture,
I have a
Xander. No
picture,
offense.
and I have the observation point, and I have the objects. That's my
Not it
measurement.
again, just post it.
And you don't
I
have
can
any
get more
measurements
accurate.
of the optical corridor, so we know which way the
I
light's bending.
don't think you
This
have
isn't
as much
about-
as you think you
listen,
have.
This is an observation where if you want to make it more accurate, you can go back to the spot, which I'm more than willing to do, and do those measurements to your satisfying, to your satisfaction, to satisfy you. And I have no problem with that at all. It is a 3.5 mile observation. It's 10 miles to the shore. We have a miraging and a boat being obscured by curvature, and I can do all those measurements if you'd like. This is a first observation.
Yeah, but can you fix your mic?
We still haven't seen the picture yet, Zach, or at least I haven't.
I'm too
And
busy
for you to
firing
say
back
it's
at you assholes for being so freaking rude and insulting.
that was not me, Zanik. That was someone else talking there.
Sound like you.
I was
You
on
two
mute.
have no idea how fucking insulting you are to the rest of the room when you just take over a room like this and you talk about respect. Fuck off. Get some common courtesy yourself.
Bullshit. But why don't you add to the
Respect, Bobby.
conversation instead of just
I
criticizing?
don't think anybody's being too bad right now, except for that one guy. That
No,
keeps
don't
cutting
worry
in.
about it, Raki.
No,
Why don't
it's
you
just
got
the
anything
way,
to add?
the way people think they can take over a room for hours upon end.
Well, they're not, because they've got
At
3
least
or
they're
4
talking
people
about the
with their
topic,
input.
Rizzler. What the fuck?
Yeah,
What
well,
do you ever
people,
talk
other
about?
people don't get a chance, Jeremy, because
Go
people
ahead,
like
You never
man.
you,
talk about anything, though.
Demo, and
Go ahead,
Rikia,
jump in.
and
What do you
Zanik,
think?
they always seem to dominate these fucking chats.
They're
What are you
talking
talking about?
about
I'm
the
hardly ever here.
science.
And then when
Go-
somebody else interrupts them, people like Rikia, he'll interrupt and then whinge and whinge and whinge
So
about
you're
being
whinging right
interrupted.
now
And you
about
have
what?
someone like
All I
Zanik
hear is your droning
who
whining.
thinks
Stop
that
Just
your
he's
whining.
moaning
above
right
you.
now.
Yeah,
Nobody
stop
wants
being
to
a
hear
little
this
bitch.
moaning.
Stop your
Listen
whining.
to
Just
over and
stop your
over.
whining.
Rizzler, stop being a
And
little
Quit
bitch,
your
bro.
someone like
whining.
Crying.
Stop
No one wants to hear you
whining.
crying.
Listening
Zanik,
to your
can you post the
reactions
picture,
right now.
People are here
Stop being
to
a little
talk.
bitch boy,
Goons.
Rizzler.
Absolute goonery. Go and
I don't
fix
know
your
if you've
mic.
noticed. I've
You
been
gotta
on
call
mute.
it the
Every time
chat,
I'm not talking,
Zanik.
I'm on mute.
Go
So
and
whoever
fix your
you
fucking
are
mic.
accusing me of something,
You
you can go
fucking
screw
goon.
yourself.
Yeah, you're a
Yeah,
wacky little
me
bitch.
too.
Yeah,
You
all you're
interrupt
doing
in
is
the
stopping the
chat
conversation,
and then
Rizzler.
whine about it.
You've just stopped the
So,
conversation.
Ricky, you're in no position to talk.
Yes, he is.
You're
That's
worse
what he's
than- you're
here
worse
for,
than
to
the Zanik.
talk.
You're doing the same thing. You guys are both the loudest ones complaining about it, which usually is fine, but you guys are also the two who are doing it worse than anybody. So,
Well, if anyone else has got an input on the subject, they can join in. No one's saying that.
You tried to mute them
They
before.
can't, though. They can't go chemo because people like you are
Do you
gatekeepers.
have
and
something to
you
add,
block
Rizzler? Now's
people
your
like
chance.
me.
Now's your chance, Rizzler. Add it.
Jeremy,
Let's
shut
go.
the fuck up.
Let's
you
hear your
goon
opinion on
meat
this.
little fuck.
Let's hear your opinion,
Nobody's
Rizzler.
All right, Jeremy.
excluded
Okay,
from the
Jeremy, explain the
conversation.
sunset to me.
Why is this being
There we go,
allowed?
Jeremy.
The
Let's get
point's
into
getting
it. Explain
deflected.
the sunset to me.
Oh,
Add
please.
your
We're talking
opinion to
about
this,
these
to what
pictures.
we're talking about.
Come
Stay
on,
on
Jeremy.
topic.
I want to talk about sunsets with a
Well,
flat
then go
earther.
to a
I
separate room.
nominate
You need
you.
to stay on topic.
I nominate you.
Zanik, did you post your picture, brother?
Ah, there you go. Fucking silence.
Add something to the topic or shut the fuck up, Rizzler.
Stop derailing to sunsets. We can get to that
Yeah,
after
the
this.
flat earth is the topic, and I was asking you about sunsets, Jeremy, but I got talked over.
We're talking about the
and
fucking
you
the
told me to
pictures
shut
and
the
the,
fuck
and the
up. So come on,
refraction and the
dickhead.
mirroring.
Tell me how a sunset happens then.
We're not
That's
talking
we're
about
not on that
sunsets.
topic
Come
right
on.
now.
Come on.
We're talking about
Do you have anything
horizons.
to add to the discussion or no?
Yeah, there we
If
go.
not,
So
shut the
so
fuck.
because you don't want to talk about it, then I have to
Anything
shut
to
up and
add
let
to
you
the
fucking
discussion?
go on
Why don't
about
you just be
mirroring
quiet?
yet again.
If you don't have
Let me know
anything
what
to add to the discussion, why don't you just be quiet?
We can go back to the basics, like
Zanuck is posting his picture. I'll talk about sunsets.
I want not you, Jeremy. I want
A
Jeremy.
light in the sky that's above you goes down due to perspective, and when it gets down to the horizon, when it gets down to the horizon, it gets obstructed by the atmosphere, just like these boats and buildings do. There's your
interesting.
sunsets.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, thank you. So can we go to Zanuck's picture? Did he ever post it?
Back to the topic.
Breaking up,
and not fucking whatever bullshit he was trying to deviate us from.
Y'all want to talk about the picture that I just posted of an oil rig?
Let's talk about Zanuck's picture.
Well, Zanuck's picture's not posted.
It is?
What, that
Where
picture he just posted?
Oh, where is it?
Fucking moron.
It's in the chat. I don't see it. Is it in
Discord,
the chat?
dumbass?
I posted 2 pictures.
Yeah, I'm on Discord, and I'm not a dumbass.
I posted 2 pictures. Can you stop right here?
At what time?
One is
scroll down.
High contrast to be able to see what's going on. This is a very clear look at the water.
Your mic's still bad.
If I stood up, I would be able to see the bottom of the boat. It was actually a 2-story boat, probably about 8 feet tall, probably.
I'm not cutting you off, Zanuck, but what time? I don't have the pictures. I have Eric.
1:56. 1:56.
1:56. Hang on.
The 55 that's the hour is the first one. The second with the line
back to the same two people.
If you couldn't see the miraging, I have a line delineating the top and bottom of the miraging.
What did you have? Did you have an opinion on the horizon, Rizzler, or something? Well, no, he wants to say something on the horizon, obviously.
Yeah, I do.
I'll leave you with. You guys can talk about it. The picture shows the background and the boat being hit by.
Someone's interrupting me. You asked me a question.
Zanuck, I would talk to you about it. I don't have the pictures.
What's this picture of, Zanuck?
Maybe I'm in the wrong chat.
Zanuck, what's this picture of? It looks like a 1879 photo of San Francisco or something. What's going on here?
It's a picture of a sailboat in the foreground, a cityscape in the background, and it's been color shifted or contrast has been added to it so you can see that.
I don't believe a pixel of it.
Moyok, did you change your name to Zanuck?
That would be my answer.
Oh, so are you going to be the dick for the rest of the day then?
I'll leave that to you.
Hey, somebody take that picture of Xanax and horizontally compress it, please. I want to see what happens to that red line.
Can someone repost it too? I still don't have it.
Xanax already reposted it.
Where is it?
Debate chat box, or are you somewhere else?
No, I'm in chat box. I
Debate chat box.
The last thing I have is the picture I posted of the oil platform.
Sure, debate chat box.
You have Xanax blocked or something?
Oh, you haven't posted anything, Rakia. You're in the wrong fucking chat box, dog.
Yeah, no, that's what I just asked.
Big chat box. I said it 3 times now. You know,
I know where we
use
usually are.
Chat box, man.
I know where we usually are. I just must have been in the wrong.
Then what's your difficulty, Mr. Handicap?
I must have pressed the wrong button.
You should listen next time.
Nice
Let's
guy.
try paying attention.
I'm busy.
That's interesting. Thank you very much, Andy. I appreciate that sincerely.
Sincerely.
Does that fit reality curve? When y'all
a straight line at an angle through a photo that when horizontally compressed, it doesn't curve. That's interesting to me.
It does curve. You guys showed that in your spirit levels and shit. It curves. Straight lines curve in your compressed photos.
The line in the photo that Andy compressed. You're telling me that's curved?
No, the one with the spirit levels from 2 days ago with Dross.
And I'm asking, why is this straight line that got compressed that's not level, why is it not curving?
Don't know. Was it a drawn-in straight line or a straight line in the picture?
Don't know, but let me explain the problem.
I haven't even seen the picture.
Dipshits are claiming that because the line was like not level or something, that it was getting all curved up when you compressed it. Wasn't that it?
Which is in the chat, and the big image of it is going in the chat right now. If you curved.
I don't give one rat's ass about that photograph.
I have to address a few things. The picture was taken. The boat could be seen clear as day by just standing up 1 or 2 steps above the shore.
Hey,
I was on
Zanuck,
the
I'm
water.
not trying to cut you off. Sincerely, I'm not trying to be rude. Your mic sucks, dude.
Gotta
Can you do
fix it,
something about
Zanuck. It's
that?
awful.
I got a lot of background noise here.
Go and
Hold on a second.
refresh or
Here we go.
something.
And anyway, listen. The picture was taken where I walked up a stair. You could see the entire boat. You walked down the stair on the water. You couldn't see the boat. The miraging stayed with your eye level, 10 miles away. The boat was 5 miles away. And the line I drew just delineated where the inferior mirage began and ended. And the boat itself, you have to take my word for it. I don't have more information, but the boat had a cabin, but it wasn't just a little boat with people standing on it. It had windows and had little portholes below where the lower deck was. And it was all hidden by the curvature of the earth at 6 miles or 5 miles.
Why couldn't it be atmospheric distortion hiding those images like we?
I just stood up and saw the whole boat. It was all right there.
Right, when you change your angle, yeah, you get out of that density layer.
When you can call me a liar, but when I stood up and you can see the boat.
Calling
So
you a
obviously
liar.
there's no refraction.
Zanuck,
or any
listen to
distortion.
his response.
No, the boat was clear as day.
Zanuck, you had a
Hold on,
response.
Chemo and Rakia. I know you don't mean to interrupt and talk over, but you're doing it. So please stop.
All right, go on.
Yeah, sorry, Curve. So I'm not calling you a liar, I'm just saying when you change your height, you're changing your angle. So of course you're going to see more of something. Especially if that layer that's blocking is close to the water and it's the information is not getting back to you.
That's because the Earth is curved.
You give me the angles, which I would see more, and how much I would see more by changing my angle. But that's not what we see in reality.
Yeah,
I stood
reflection
up
of light.
3 feet. I stand up 3 feet above that, and I see all the boat.
Yeah, bending light and reflected light, two different things,
With
right?
your idea, it's a good idea, but it doesn't work.
No, but it's bending light and reflected light is two different things,
No, but
right?
Frankie, I was there. I stood up and see the boat. You sit down, you don't see the boat. Nothing
I'm
changed.
not.
The miraging is behind it. The miraging is behind it. It's not affecting the boat at all, and it's still there when I stood up. The miraging
I'm
is
not
there.
doubting any of that. I'm not
That's
doubting any of that.
That's by San Bruno.
I'm not doubting anything you're saying, Zanuck, except that it's Earth curve.
You're still talking over me.
Yeah, but you're saying the same
Kosho,
thing
set
over
up
and
the
over
interruption cue
I'm
button.
getting it, Rakia.
You're
There's
saying
no
the same thing
mirage.
over and over again, to
Close.
be fair.
It's very clear.
You
It was
need
a
to take
little bit of a breeze in the day. The water is very cold. Now, if there was any refraction, it would be downward, which makes your problem even worse.
Are you
Okay,
guys
what
going
about
to sit here endlessly bickering to no resolution about this, or get to it?
That's bending of
Okay,
light, though, right, Zanuck? Refraction, that's bending of light, right? Right, Zanuck?
Does anyone else have a viewpoint they want to get in there now before they carry on?
I do.
Okay.
Why the fuck? And I've got to say this. You keep saying, "Is that light bending?" All light bends. It's all refracted. Get that through your skull.
Yeah, but there's different degrees, and light can be reflected.
No! Stop. Get it
No,
through
I'm
your
not-
skull.
I'm not gonna
All
stop, sorry.
light bends.
Yeah,
Even
congratulations.
though light coming from 90 degrees
Just-
above.
Jeremy, you're interrupting,
Just stick
no,
with that.
Does all light bend? Are you sure about that?
Jeremy,
Yes, because it's all fucking refracted.
Well, it's up from 90
Alright, that's
degrees.
good.
so you
Davros
seem
is
to be
turning
wrong.
you up, Jeremy. Stop it.
I'll put that in my pocket for later when me and Curve get back to the moon thing. Thanks, Davros.
Yeah, you can get back to that, but every single bit of light that you see coming into your fucking eye is refracted. Therefore, it is bent off of something.
No doubt.
Get it through
Thank
your
you, man.
head.
Hey,
I
thank
feel
you,
you.
man. Yeah, we heard you. Awesome.
You don't have to
Thanks
shout
for someone.
How much is
interjecting
the
that.
light
That's
bending from the light bulb in my room to my eye?
That's what I want to know too. What degree?
Well, what's the curve on your light bulb?
The light. Oh my, Davros! Don't
Yeah,
start.
get him, Davros.
Last time I had a mute button, it was a joke, Davros.
No, it wasn't.
Don't make him give me one that I'll really use on you.
I like when you use my buttons.
Oh my God! No one wants. This is where we go, right?
Is there a straight chat room we could go to?
Hey, hey. I was talking about a shirt. Fuck.
Then that's still a little gay.
All right, so where
What,
were
shirts are
yeah,
gay?
where were we with this? Any conclusion? Any resolution? So the Earth is not curving; it's just light. What we've demonstrated, Zanuck. You happy with that? Yeah.
Reflected and bent light. Two
Yeah.
different things.
We agree.
3 miles, 10 miles. Yeah. Different things are happening at 3 miles away than are happening at 5 miles away, than are happening at 10 miles away. Congratulations. Different degrees. And when you change that angle, all those things change. Congratulations. Hey, and welcome to Flat Earth. Some of y'all are not welcome.
It's a medium change.
Yeah, and the medium changes, right? With pressure
Medium
and temperature.
change.
Yeah, every time the temperature and pressure changes, it's not actually changing state, but it is changing. The medium is changing.
Medium change.
Yeah, medium change. It's changing.
Not a small
Dynamic.
change, a medium change, not a large change.
Yeah, large, medium, small, super size.
Hey, Witsit. Finally.
Smarter. Finally, someone smarter than he looks.
Hey, Lewis,
Welcome,
Twit's
Wit.
asking for you.
What's
Hey, Witsit, these guys still think there's Earth curve blocking sailboats at 3 miles with a mirage behind it.
Oh, wow.
Cool story.
That's crazy if you claim a physical obstruction. If it's constantly moving, it inherently couldn't be a definitive physical location.
What do mirages have to do with it? Can you leave? Did you say you're never coming back?
No, I just said. I said. Look. I said because
You didn't know that you were a liar?
Well, again, you're muting everybody and you're silencing us, so we need more people to bring, obviously, the flat.
Need more people to lie about never coming back.
No.
No, actually, I was just talked into swinging by. Calm down.
I saw your video on gravity. What's it?
Yeah, you're a weirdo.
Welcome back.
It was complete gibberish. It was complete gibberish. You have no idea what you're talking
Why
about.
would you be watching it then, Brenda?
Why would you say that, Brenda? Break it down for us. Don't just ad hom.
Ask me why I would pick the absolute worst example I could possibly pick to prove a point.
Wait, no, Brenda, why are you watching it then?
I'm
You're
interested.
hot.
I'm interested.
Hey, Chemo, can you get Nathan here to debate Boom Boom, but you moderate to keep it fair?
I'll ask him, but I think they're already.
I'll debate Nathan.
No, I want to see Nathan and Witsit go boom boom again.
It's just a discussion. It was all
What
good.
does that mean?
No, Twit, you haven't seen it, have you?
Boom Boom.
Oh, listen.
What does boom boom? What happened?
Twit, I'll find you the video. Give me a minute.
So our conclusion was that you can't see shit from sea level, and it's pretty pointless making more pictures. Was that it?
Yep. Yep.
Good.
Yes, go down, go boom boom is daycare of gravity.
Yeah, that's his childish little thing. When Nathan can't understand something, he just makes it into a childish little
And when
saying.
Brenda doesn't know what to say, she just calls someone a liar and obfuscates.
Yeah, but Brenda, the ironic part is that very same discussion as where I'll say, well, technically it would be incoherent dielectric acceleration. You would immediately say that it was just word salad. That would be your rebuttal. It's all you've ever offered.
Pretty much. Well,
yeah, I'm still
the
talking
reason-
to
Brenda, hold on a
Brenda,
second, please.
but
Come
you
on.
just said the same thing about Nathan Oakley, right? You just said that when he doesn't understand something, he has this tactic. But ironically, when it comes to this very same discussion about incoherent dielectric acceleration that I've had with you numerous times, that's what you do in response to it also.
Well, can you clearly and concisely explain what that is without going into long detail?
Well, the technical word is dielectric, but you can think of electrostatics. So incoherent dielectric acceleration, we all know what acceleration means. I just told you what dielectric means. And incoherent just refers to the molecular alignment of the object. If they're all going in the same direction, they would be coherent. If they're discombobulated, they would be incoherent. So if incoherent matter falls to the earth, which is also incoherent matter and electrostatic, it would be dielectric acceleration.
Yeah.
So I have a question about
Damn
that.
it! I just lost $100. I told someone next to me that y'all would interrupt and y'all
Didn't.
didn't. That is a first. Thank you.
Could I just ask a question about that? Why would an incoherently oriented static charge of an object attract another incoherently, randomly charged object? Why would they attract one another?
Well, you can just increase electrostatic charge and get an attractive effect. Is this unknown to you, Brenda?
But why? Because they're randomly distributed. the charges are positive and negative distributed randomly. That's why it's called incoherent. So there's an incoherent static charge of a dielectric
No, you don't
material.
know what you're talking about.
Well,
That's
explain
not
it
why
to
it's
me.
called incoherent. Brenda,
Sounds
why
like
are
Witsit
you
just
acting like
smoked a
you're
big bowl.
teaching what incoherent is now when you just said it was just nonsense words out? Now you know all about it.
So can you explain that to me?
Well, stop pretending you're teaching something that you don't understand.
Just explain it to me.
Incoherence has something to do with positive and negative. What are you talking about?
That's what it means, dude.
No.
Yes, it does. That's
No,
what an
what
incoherent dielectric is that the material is
the same height.
Yes. Yes. That's where you didn't understand between things getting smaller with distance.
Hey, Witsit, I know you want to talk about this, but everybody wants to hear about what happened with you and Nathan and how he kicked your ass or something.
Yes, its angular size goes down, but the object does not go down in its angular position. Yes, its angle does not change within your field of view. It's still at zero.
Your microphone's on it. It's awful.
We want to hear about Nathan and Witsit getting after
Also, when you talk, it crackles.
Oh man, this is a shit show per usual. I see.
Yeah.
How shit show after what you and Nathan went through the other fucking day?
How about evidence?
Look at how like in your emotions you are about
fucking charcoal.
Look how in your emotions you are about a conversation I had with another dude on the internet.
Dude, he called you a fucking fundamentalist flatard.
Okay, why are you so upset about it?
I don't care about all
was
this.
muted like the whole time. Did he get a chance to respond?
I don't care about any of this.
Why are you so emotional?
Brenda, can I just have one word with Witsit? Witsit. Again,
This is the Davros
you
that
had
thought the Amazon was in Central America.
Angular size going down with distance, proportional to the distance, is different than the angular position changing with distance. It doesn't change with distance. It stays the same. The angular size goes down with distance, proportionally. And you said inverse. And I said that was redundant because I said it's going down to begin with.
Right, but the angular position, Zanuck, would be relative to the background would stay, or to the zone it's in would stay the same. But
No.
Yes, it is.
No. The angular position of the person, if he's 6 feet tall and you're 6 feet tall, would stay at 0 forever to the vanishing point. So stop convoluting the situation.
Say it one more time. I'm sure I'll agree, but say it one more time.
The angular position of an object at your eye level will not change its angular position, but will go down proportionally with distance.
Then you type out like a little script or
Size will
something.
go down proportionally with distance. The position will not change.
I bet you type out a script, huh? You just sit here in anticipation, waiting for your moment to jump in.
Open another bowl and then get back to us.
Could you answer so could I get my question answered now that everybody's done interrupting me? So could Witsit please? I don't care about this other stuff. Just explain to me how incoherent dielectric materials attract one another.
All right. Well, technically, incoherent dielectric acceleration would be non-point specific, but the Earth is a dielectric plane. So yeah, we know that it has a negative charge on the surface, and of course, positive goes to negative. So there would be an inherent or intrinsic directionality tied in with the electrostatic nature of all the matter. That being whatever does seek equilibrium and go to the Earth and the Earth itself. So it's pretty simple.
So you're saying that there's a negative charge on the Earth and a positive.
Are you saying there's not?
I'm just clarifying. I'm not being hostile, please. So I'm just saying you're saying that there's a negative charge on the Earth, and that objects above it have a positive charge, and that this is why they are attracted or accelerate towards the Earth. Is that right?
No. This is why we have a natural up and down. Pertinent to your worldview, where you guys think that we live on a ball and that spins and down is just relative to the center of mass, so it's different. But the Earth being a geocentric stationary plane, there's an up and a down. These are relative to one another, of course, inherently, and to our perception. But as pertaining to the Earth, being a geocentric stationary plane, there's an objective up and down. And so basically what you're addressing is if everything is intrinsically electrostatic, electric, dielectric, and there's an objective up and down intrinsically, then that up and down is intrinsically dielectric also.
What establishes that intrinsic up and down?
I just said that the Earth's a dielectric plane, everything's electric, and things always seek equilibrium, and then it was designed the way that it was.
Dielectric is an insulator.
Yes,
Dielectric is an insulator, is it not?
Yes, it is.
This dielectric acceleration is just a bunch of nonsense that you don't understand. But nobody else understands it either, so you can have a conversation with yourself. Acceleration is nothing, has no meaning whatsoever.
You see the difference? You see the difference, Witsit, is I'm just trying to understand from your point of view, and I'm not insulting you. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, you're doing better than Zenik. You know, it's like being the fastest kid with no legs.
Yeah, so I don't understand what establishes this intrinsic up and down.
I just explained a postulation that I rock with. Weren't we all just here for that? I mean,
are all dielectric insulators?
So you just postulate that there's an up and down intrinsically.
Well, the Earth is geocentric stationary plane, so if the Earth's a plane, then how about this? If the Earth's a plane, would there be an objective up and down on that plane?
I don't think so, but you tell me.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
If the Earth's a plane, and then you're on the plane, there's up and down relative to said plane, i.e., the Earth.
Maybe.
But maybe
how?
what
establishes that up and down?
That's what we're discussing. This is a bit of a technical aspect of the discussion, but because honestly, you have to acknowledge design. The design has created the overall environment itself.
God established it up and down.
Well, we can't really manipulate or vary or study God in an experiment or demonstration or observation. So what we're going to do is go look at what we can do that with, right? And take empirical information and then try to understand what's going on. Yeah, well, the Earth's a geocentric stationary plane. There's an up and a down. The Earth's a dielectric plane. We have an electromagnetic field on the Earth. All of this is just objective. Therefore, the Earth would actually be the inertial plane, the dielectric plane through the middle of the electromagnetic field that, once again, we objectively have on the Earth.
So you're just presupposing all this. You're presupposing God.
How is objective presupposing?
Because you're just saying it. You haven't demonstrated how.
Are you dispute something with substantive specificity? Specify contention.
I can specify it. You stated that it was your position that you hold, not anyone else.
That's your definition of substantive specificity.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
you
fine.
said though.
Did you listen to any of the actual specific
position?
What's it able to explain?
Go ahead.
Have him write it down.
One at a time.
Y'all are spiraling, man.
Yeah, if you could
actually write down what he's trying to explain.
I bet y'all can't even remember any of my actual argument. That's the funny part. You guys don't understand.
Yeah. You said
Kosho is going to come in and save you, but
I'm answering your question, dickface. I'd shut up if I were you.
Cool, well, I'm talking to the people that were talking shit.
So what you said
Kosho.
was the Earth is dielectric and is incoherent magnetism. As if you had a bunch of buckyballs and they had poles that were pointed in all different directions, creating some kind of fucking incoherent magnet that somehow works on things like paper which aren't magnetic.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Yeah. So like if you use a Van de Graaff,
Witsit, you're getting a little soft when somebody can call you a dick face and you don't say nothing.
Dude, do you think I'm just gonna take the bait to get mad? That makes me soft because I'm not.
So if you could write this down, if you could do another video where you like put this in text on the video screen and sort of lay out specifically your idea of how gravity works, that would be fabulous.
What would be fabulous is if you would stop requesting things of me which you are incompetent of even understanding the surface level postulations I've conveyed already.
I understand. I accept that. I am a mouse. I am a child in the presence of genius. I understand that.
I don't. What would Brenda be if she's not? She's not a gamma. Brenda's not a gamma. What is she?
How's Brenda not a gamma?
I don't know what these. I don't know what these things mean. I don't care about these kind of.
Yeah, I don't care
It means
either.
you're an individual, Brenda. Okay, you're a lone wolf. All right.
Try to address my point about the your point regarding the incoherent magnetism and the fact that it actually behaves on, in our reality, this downward force behaves on every single thing, even things that are not magnetic.
What exactly isn't electrostatic in the world? Can you name anything that isn't dielectric? Because magnetic and dielectric are intrinsically intertwined. So
Water's not.
Not dielectric. I kind of want you to stay with what's relevant, though.
That is relevant.
Things that are affected by magnetism.
How about an electron? Is an electron dielectric?
Can we all stop? Can you, the squirt boys, hold it back a little bit, and we have an adult conversation? At least Coach was trying to. So anyway, are you talking about coherent? Are you talking, Coach? Are you specific? Coach, specify. Are you talking about coherence magnetism?
I want you to specify the question I asked.
Oh my God, you people are pathetic. I'm responding to what you said, Kosho. Are you talking about coherence magnetism?
The words I used were coherent magnetism. Yeah.
No, you didn't. You didn't use the preface of coherence. But anyway, okay, go ahead. So you're only acknowledging coherence, although that isn't all there is. Go ahead.
I'm talking about incoherent magnetism. I'm sorry.
Okay, so now,
come on, Kosho. Just ask the question again and be clear.
Yeah, if incoherent magnetism is the cause of this downward force, why does it work on every single thing and not just things that are metal or magnetic?
Okay, so everything is intrinsically dielectric. This is tied in with magnetic incoherence magnetic. We have been told to identify and use the connotation of magnetism only being coherent. That's what magnetic means. And if something isn't coherent, then it isn't magnetic. But that isn't true. Dielectric is intrinsically tied with magnetic incoherence magnetic. What?
Is copper dielectric? He said everything is dielectric.
Yes,
I'm trying to understand your
everything in the world is electrostatic.
Copper isn't dielectric.
Electrostatic doesn't mean the same thing as dielectric.
Okay, so it doesn't mean the same in the misdefined interpretations that I just now.
In a non-typical way, you need to explain what you mean.
Okay, fair enough. I'm doing that with magnetism. We can do that with that as well. I'm explaining the way that I'm using dielectric is interchangeable with electrostatic.
Well,
I've said that 3 times.
How?
You should just say electrostatic. You shouldn't try to misapply it.
Well, no, because then people run around acting like they know everything about it, and that they whistle past the stop interrupting me, dude.
Yeah, because
Jesus,
getting out of control.
We won't correct you on it.
Yeah, but can I do it
Dielectric does not mean
afterwards?
electrostatic in
Come on.
any way, shape, or form. I don't know where you get
You
this.
guys are pathetic.
All dielectrics equal because gravity's equal.
Well, I'd like to
What
know
is gravity, dude? What are you talking about? The point is everything is intrinsically electrostatic. The
Well,
Earth
they're
is
uniformly
also everything's dielectric. The Earth is dielectric.
But they're not.
Kosho, wasn't it?
Tell me
Kosho,
one
hold on,
thing that
Witsit.
doesn't have
Witsit, one sec.
Tell me one thing that isn't electrostatic.
Copper doesn't. Copper isn't.
Copper isn't electrostatic.
Copper is not dielectric.
You mean in the terminology that you're using that we just discussed? This is the best.
Well, then what terminology are you using?
This is
for
why I stopped
dielectric?
coming in here. I can't help but get worked up with you people. You people are pathetic.
What do you mean? What do you mean by
It's what they're like,
dielectric?
Witsit. It's what they're like.
Give me the interpretation reconciliation again. Before
You mean the term that it's an insulator?
Because
It's a
you kind
polarized
of like
insulator.
you freak them out.
Okay,
They're like,
it's so simple, dude. There's not one compilation of matter that exists that isn't electrostatic. Inherently, intrinsically, not one. Literally, not
Nonsense.
one.
Nonsense.
So a neutron doesn't have a charge potential?
No, it doesn't. That's what's called a neutron.
Okay, so it doesn't have a resting resonance. You think that I don't know what a neutron is? That's how dumb this room is. No, my point is it has a resting resonance.
What does that even mean?
Because what is it made of?
What
is it
does
exactly?
resting resonance mean? What
Like,
do you
does it
mean
have
by
a
the word
resonance
that
of
you
energy?
said?
Does it have a resting resonance of
resonance?
energy?
What is
You
a
moron.
resonance? You know what a resonance is?
Okay, is this the game that we play here where where all
I'll tell you
we
what it
do
is.
is have
Resonance
20
is a
people
input
constantly trying to
frequency
dissect and
equaling-
divert?
I'll tell you what a resonance is. A resonance is an input frequency equaling the natural frequency of an object.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. Can you actually isolate or control
Can
the
we stop
variable of
asking him
that
questions
resting
and have
resonance?
him write out
No,
this
of course you
nonsense?
can't. Of course you can't. Dude, you guys aren't capable of this conversation. Let's be real.
Maybe we should stop talking to him.
Can you name anything that's a compilation of matter that isn't electrostatic, please? Can someone name one thing?
Hey, guys, if you let him, he will spiral on his own.
Can someone name one thing that isn't electrostatic and one compilation of matter?
I'd like to address that just a little bit.
Why don't you tell me one thing that's not dielectric?
Name one compilation of matter that isn't electrostatic,
I'd
please.
like to address that a little bit with you. Shut up, Zanik. I'd like to address that a little bit with you. I'm just curious.
Can you name a compilation of matter that isn't electrostatic? Yes or no?
I need clarification. Are all things equally electrostatic?
No.
Well, we have a uniform force that pulls on everything equally. So it doesn't matter whether this static could be there, could be influencing, could be changing things. The end result is
That's not true. That's a baseless assertion. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Uniform force.
That's not true.
pulling on gas
You're just making stuff up.
You
guys are interrupting. Rakia, get them. Get them,
In the heliocentric paradigm, that isn't even what is claimed. It changes and varies and fluctuates based on location. You don't have a uniform anything. You don't even know.
Your interruption.
Yeah, allow Mr. Mark to finish, and that's all.
I wonder why I deleted the server.
You're gonna run away? Okay.
You think I'm running away? I'm taking on 10 people interrupting me, you idiot.
I just asked everybody to stop doing that. So let Mr. Mark finish, and everybody try not to.
Yeah, I'm pretty much finished. I'm trying to figure out how we have a uniform force, and okay, we have slight variations on the surface here.
Oh!
Hold on! Please don't interrupt. You put in your little sound effects. We have a uniform force.
No, you just said it has fluctuations.
At any given location, I clarified. Shut the fuck up, cunt.
Don't say it again, then.
So we have a uniform force at any given location, and so I can change the static potential on something. It's not going to levitate. It's not going to become heavier.
Yes, it can actually.
Okay.
You don't do anything.
Then
If he can't control himself, somebody's going to need to control him.
This dude's making antithetical claims in the preface.
You're done. You lost.
He's an idiot. Do you know what a Van de Graaff generator is?
Yes, we know what a Van de Graaff
Okay, what does it do? What is it? Since
generates-
Brenda, you're talking for him now, because all y'all can do is
He's
run around
done
trying
with
to save
it
yourself.
because you wouldn't stop interrupting. I just asked everyone to stop
Kosho,
interrupting
Kosho, you are so
shut the fuck up, dude. Stop interrupting
Are
people
you
whenever
so
they're talking to you.
triggered,
Don't
dude?
laugh in the middle of them talking. Don't fucking talk when they're in the middle of them talking.
Someone's triggered,
That's
dude.
a lot of rules you're punching out for one guy.
He's never going to change, Kosho.
I've been interrupted 20 times and no one's going to say anything.
How fucking dumb can you be? I
Yeah,
addressed everyone.
not
to
as
stop
dumb as the
interrupting
guy
you.
screaming.
I said
He's a
everybody stop
hypocrite and a
interrupting
big baby.
because they were interrupting you, Witsit. All right.
Okay, is anyone
And
going
I
to
asked you
chill
stop
out?
doing it too.
But Kosho, I can't trust his word. He gave his word he wouldn't come back, and here he is. So
Yeah, I said I wasn't going to come.
Sorry.
I said I'm going to delete the server. I'm not going to come back. And then some people continuously asked me to come back.
I
and so
never
just-
said you were coming back.
No, we don't want you to be not gone. We want you here, Witsit. So ignore those people and let's continue.
No,
on.
it's from his own statement.
Yeah,
people.
Dad Ross. Yeah, people say things in the heat of the moment. It's fine. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
Witsit, that was very interesting.
Y'all are oddly obsessed with someone y'all claim is dumb
Nobody is
simultaneously.
obsessed
Well, then why do you keep talking about me personally? Why can't we talk about the argument?
Right.
No one's talking about you personally either, man. Just get on with it.
No one's talking about me personally.
It's about
you make up things from Ken Wheeler's.
Then he proceeds to talk about me personally.
No, you make up things. You're talking about dielectrics as if there's some type of power.
Can you name any compilation of matter that exists that isn't electrostatic?
I'm talking about dielectrics.
Can you prove a neutron has a compilation of matter, please?
Are all insulated?
Shut up, Zanik. Kosho, can you please prove that a neutron is a compilation of matter, please?
Is not an elementary particle.
What are you asking here?
So that isn't a sufficient response, is it, Kosho? Zanik, why are you always just interrupting in the background?
All I hear is you talking with it. That's all I hear. I
Oh,
listen to half an hour, and all I hear is your voice. So don't talk to me about.
Okay, so anyway, can anyone name a compilation of matter that exists that isn't electrostatic?
Yeah, how about an alpha particle?
What's an alpha party? You can substantiate
he
a
said
compilation
dielectric.
of. I said electrostatic.
He was asking for
But you
examples
said
of
those are the same
dielectric things that weren't dielectric, and alpha.
Oh God! Why is this
Dielectric.
such a hard question?
It's
I'll
not
ask it
hard.
again.
Anyway,
Not hard.
Can you guys name one compilation of matter? Hey, I'm gonna ask it again.
What matter? Name matter.
Can
that is
you
not
guys name one compilation of matter that exists that isn't electrostatic?
Neutron.
Okay,
Not
can
a
you please
compilation of matter.
substantiate that is a compilation of matter?
A neutron
Kosha?
is a compilation of
he
matter.
What he's
substantiate that. How do you substantiate
no
that?
bearing on anything.
So, y'all are scientific
Answered that 15
zealots.
times, man. And 10 minutes.
Wait, you answered the question how you substantiate the claim that that's a compilation of matter?
Yeah, I already told you that too 2 minutes ago.
Well, okay,
I didn't
how
even
do you
answer. What was the answer?
By nuclear fission reactor.
Oh, that substantiated a compilation of material claim?
Citation, Kosha.
I'm not going to present a citation.
You're just
Somebody
making
made
that
a
up. That
martyr
didn't
neutron,
substantiate
man.
a material claim.
This is a known effect, man.
It did not
They died.
substantiate a material claim.
Neutron is made of 3 quarks, therefore it is a compilation of matter.
Oh my gosh! Therefore, if I presuppose the materialistic begging the question fallacies and then compile them, it's a compilation of what I beg the question of.
You're being an idiot, Witsit.
No, I'm not. You're
Asking
being an
for things
idiot.
And then just denying they exist.
You don't understand what you invoke.
Yeah.
If you try to invoke it to claim that it substantiated a compilation of material claim, that means that you don't even understand what you're invoking, Kosha.
Yeah, I do. Just like Andy said, it's a compilation of 3 quarks.
Okay, what's a
And one
quark? Can you
neutron.
substantiate the material characteristic claim of that?
Yeah, I can show you where you can find more out about that stuff, man. But
I'll
this is-
find out more out about that stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah. Handing you a quark myself, I can show you where you can find a quark.
Can you substantiate the materialistic claim of the quark, though?
Yeah, quantum
I
physics.
can show you.
Blind appeal to a branch of physics.
Well,
You're laughing at yourself right now, man.
You're using electrostatics, which is a part of fucking physics. What's wrong with you?
Bro, bro, you didn't understand. I'm saying you can't blindly appeal to quote unquote quantum physics. That isn't any specific postulation.
Just a quick question: have you heard of a
can't appeal anything
non-static
to him.
filter before?
A what?
A non-static air filter.
What about it?
Have you heard of them before?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Thank you.
There I go. What?
What's really funny is how he was sitting there.
Moya, they're having a conversation. This has been the
right.
Moya,
quit disproving Witsit and making him look stupid.
I think
even though all that's happened is people have spiraled and I haven't been able to answer my question yet.
seem to be getting.
No one can answer the question, I guess. Can anybody name a compilation?
Several times, man.
No, you can just keep saying the same thing, and then the whole entire audience.
Question, dude.
No, then the whole audience hears that you don't even know what you're talking about. So
I can answer.
Everybody in here has said the same thing I said.
Don't answer the
The
question.
neuron and quark thing is just pseudoscientific blind appeal
Right,
to
I'm not
nothing that
talking to you, Witsit. You don't
substantiates.
need to talk back to me. Don't address
Nothing substantiates a materialistic claim
So
of
your
nature.
pseudoscientific blind appeal to electrostatics as the source of the gravitational force.
Say again?
Justify your pseudoscientific blind appeal to electrostatics as the source of the gravity that we see in real life.
Wow. So which part of it
Justify
exactly? Okay. So which part of exactly is pseudoscience?
Everything you
The
said.
part that you can't quantify.
Oh,
you
so
can't measure or demonstrate.
okay. I got a question for you. Can you quantify the
Great, ask the
immaterial?
question, because that's how you demonstrate things.
Can you quantify the immaterial?
Can you
What's
demonstrate
immaterial
it?
about electrostatics?
What did you say?
Nothing about electrostatics is immaterial.
Oh, I'm just asking a question in general because
Okay,
the point is he appealed. You have to
there's
always
nothing
interrupt me.
immaterial
You people
about it,
are
so quantify
incapable
it.
of this level of conversation.
There's nothing immaterial about electrostatics.
It's like you're dribbling when you're speaking right now.
All you do is just
Because I have to talk slow so you can fucking understand me, you dumbwit.
I need to understand you.
Yes, because you're a fucking idiot.
Okay, what exactly about my claim is pseudoscientific?
Everything about it. Every
Okay,
little
so when
part
I say
about
that every compilation of matter is electrostatic, you're saying that's
No.
pseudoscientific.
No.
Oh, so not that part then. So not every part about it.
like the main part of it that you still can't respond to.
Dielectric plane that causes other things to fall towards it.
Are you saying that the Earth isn't a dielectric plane?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so the Earth isn't electrostatic.
Is that your only overlap? He's not using dielectric in the sensible way. He's using it as a replacement.
Okay, well, the military creates ground weapon systems utilizing
I don't know why.
Utilizing the Earth.
Of his ability to
utilizing
utilizing
the Earth as a dielectric plane.
No, it shouldn't be tolerated.
What
shouldn't
the
be
hell
tolerated?
does that have to do with any of this?
Well, one, the Earth is not a plane. So first justify your claim that the Earth is a plane, and then
Okay. All observable phenomena ever. All practical use ever. All measurement ever.
False.
Okay, so are you saying
Okay,
that planes don't assume a flat, non-rotating surface?
So you made 3 false claims.
Oh,
so
there's some
justify the
practical
first one.
use. Oh, all military technology ever. Oh, there's some practical
that's
use.
also
Oh,
false.
all measurements ever. Oh, there's some
pretty sure
practical use.
ICBMs don't work on a plane.
Oh, are you pretty sure about that?
100% sure about that.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
Oh, well, how are you 100% sure about it,
Because I
Kosha?
understand how they work.
Because
because you
have
understand how they
demonstrations of
work. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
They show
you're
people how they work.
100% sure it couldn't work on a plane.
There are military manuals that explain how they work.
And why
what
they
more do you
couldn't on a
want?
plane, is what you're saying. Okay, go ahead. Expand.
They orbit the Earth.
Orbits don't work on a plane.
Oh, can orbits happen over a plane?
Can't orbit a flat plane, can you?
No.
Can you have a... Hey, here's the question for you.
Whatever,
Here's the question for you.
dielectric
Do you agree when you
imaginary
shoot
force.
long distance trajectory, you're going to have a drop inherently, right? So you agree that the difference would be on the flat or of a globe, the difference would be the additional drop, the convexity of terra firma that you add onto the drop of the trajectory, right? Yeah.
Don't agree with
So
whatever you
that's
just
the
said.
best argument you can make, and that's like, okay, please show me where they freaking do that.
Where they shoot ICBMs?
Where you know that they calculate for the convexity of terra firma.
There's no way to shoot something. There's no way to shoot something along the Earth that's going to go that far if it were flat. It has to go into an orbit, into a mini orbit.
You know
you
that
have to have an
something
enormous
can't
amount of
go a
fuel to
certain
do that.
distance somehow. Yeah. Okay, guys.
So how does an ICBM work then, Witsit? If you're that smart?
No, he's not that smart.
they just target acquirement. That's all they do. You're telling me that they account for the convexity of terra firma during that?
Can you
Cool story, dude. You're just making that up. Y'all have blind faith in everything. How come that whenever the government, since we're blindly invoking and believing the government, then how come ground weapon systems assume a dielectric plane?
How do I bomb a target?
We don't keep the same standard for both sides.
Target acquirement.
Well, you got to locate Witsit, but he can't even give you his location because there's no flat map that he can accurately pinpoint.
Oh, every map that exists is flat. What a dumb statement.
Target acquirement.
What a very, very dumb statement, bro.
I own a
map, though.
You own a map that isn't flat?
Pull out a flat Earth map, though.
Bro, can you drop a picture of the map that isn't flat, please?
Fucking clowning, bro. They got 100% globe Earth. They got 100%. Where's your 100% flat Earth map?
I want to see the map that isn't flat, please.
Don't be fake, bro. You're gonna lose the people on the fence.
Bro, who's being fake? Are you talking to me right now?
On the fence, you don't want the criticism? Fine, it can fall on deaf ears. That's fine.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
But here's
since you jumped in there, do you have an answer to my question? Do you know of any compilation of matter that exists that isn't electrostatic?
Can you stop for a second? Fuck.
No,
I've just been asking the same simple question.
Please stop.
Oh, I'm changing the topic by asking the original question. Okay.
I asked you a question. How does an ICBM work? I didn't ask how it targets the location it has to hit.
I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game, bro.
Whoa. I asked you a question,
I asked
and
a
now
question
you're
already.
running.
I'm
What is
not
wrong with
running,
you?
dude. Okay, how about this? If you answer my question, then I'll answer your question.
That's not how this game works.
Oh, so the game works with 20 people interrupting me, never answering my question, playing bullshit games, calling me names, insulting me, and then you just get to, I'm still talking, dude. And then you spam me with questions, and then you try to get it. Y'all just constantly, as a team of 20, try to get a gotcha on Austin the whole time.
People have answered that question already. Now, be fair, Mitch is. Yeah.
No, he hasn't. No one did answer the question.
Instead of fucking repeating the same bullshit constantly.
Because no one can even answer the question.
I'm telling you right now, moderator, better stop TWIT bullshit real quick, or I'm going to notify the police, and I am not fucking around anymore on this server. Do you understand me? You think I'm playing? She's committing a crime right now, trying to set me up for something that's not a factual thing. If you do not stop her, I will call and I will report this. I will report every fucking one of you.
It is not a crime. Don't threaten me.
She's trying to set me up. I will report a fucking crime on every fucking one who has said anything nasty to me. Do you understand?
Stacey, don't threaten me.
You want to guys keep fucking going?
You hear me, woman? Don't threaten me.
Yeah,
this is not a threat. This is a warning.
You
say one more thing about me, I will.
You're trying to threaten to call the police on every one of us. That includes me, Stacey. Fuck off, bitch.
On every single person who has said shit about me.
Go fuck yourself, Stacey.
I never said shit about you, but call him if you want to threaten that.
Then you have nothing to worry about. But a lot of your people on this server has, and I'm getting fucking sick of it. You better stop your little shit and twit right now. You're a fucking moderator, really.
Sick of you.
You're trying to take away freedom of
speech. How do you like that?
Okay, would you like me to call on the phone with you to show you this is a crime?
If you're not happy with what's
being said,
is the problem?
because I can fucking go live for y'all.
What exactly is the problem, Stacey?
You know, I'll talk to Jim about this. Since this is Jim Panda's server, he can be responsible too.
Okay,
because he's just a nasty ass shit as well.
Hello?
I've already explained. I've already explained.
However, I haven't heard that. Can you tell me what the problem is?
TWIT is sitting here because somebody has posted a video about your server, right? Who's out there showing you guys talking nasty about suicide and and I'm talking about you guys need to stop that shit. And she's saying that look, I'm gonna put a phone on Stacey. Stacey's saying that I'm gonna kill myself, which has never been stated, and y'all know that, and you have no proof of that. And she's trying to set me up. If you do not stop that, I'll fucking do something, Jim.
What are you talking about? I didn't even understand. So
look at the chat, Jim. She's trying to literally put a
threat
file saying that I'm telling her to kill herself.
Okay, where does it say that?
Did you? Well, can you please look at that and stop?
What timestamp?
That's just fucking insane.
Did
you? Oh, honey, it's everywhere in the last few minutes.
Jim, can I talk for a
That's
second?
a great way to get a server shut down.
Hey, no, it's not. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the fucking police. I've had enough, Jim. I've had fucking enough, Jim.
There's something wrong with you. There seriously is. Jim, can I speak
You
to
know
you
what?
for a
There's
second?
something wrong with me. This entire server for you allowing this garbage.
She's a weirdo. She needs help. There's a video she posted in the
No,
chat
honey,
box.
you need help by trying to set somebody up that has
mute her. Can
never done anything to you, and I'm gonna fucking
somebody
prove
mute
it.
her?
Yeah,
Please.
Stacey.
Okay, so she posted. a
Jim,
video
I
in
want
the
you to
chat.
pull all your file.
Pull out my file and show it to the whole room, Stacey. You're weird that you have a file on me. It's really weird. But she posted a video in chat box and I clicked on it and it's a bunch of screenshots from people saying kill yourself in here and things like that, hang yourself, blah blah blah.
Right.
And then it has a screenshot of P Mars saying Twitwit wants me to kill myself. I've never it's P Mars number one. I've never said kill yourself to anybody. And she's put that up there. And now because she said she has proof, she won't post it, that I said to P Mars. I never did. I asked her to put proof up. She said she would, but she didn't. And then I said, I didn't say that. That's wrong to include that into this video because I didn't say the words kill yourself. I didn't imply it or anything. So it's P Mars, made it up. And so I just made up Stacey wants me to kill myself. It's the same exact thing.
Right. Okay. Well, what I'll say is, Stacey, I mean, you're probably not aware of the history with P Mars, but he does a lot of this sort of thing. His general thing was he wanted the previous server, the Troll Team 6 server. One day he woke up and decided it was his. And started demanding that I give it to him, and I wouldn't. And so, as a result of that, he decided at that point He was my friend right up until that day. And then that day, he decided he hated me and he'd only ever been pretending to be my friend. And ever since then, his goal has been to take down this server. And he's been joined by several other people. Merle, for one. What's his name? Zell was another. There's a few
Dawn.
people who...
If the
yeah,
server
Dawn,
got shut, if the server got shut down, why didn't you just start another server?
well, maybe, but the point is that those people are, with him sort of not leading them, but leading the way on this. Their goal has been to try and get this server shut down, and that's kind of their thing that they do. So I would think twice before siding up with people like PMARS if I were you.
Yeah.
You know, because there will only be one result.
Are they scared?
If you continue it far enough, I will just decide you're in the gang with him and you will be permanently banned. Because that's just about the only thing I permanently ban people for. And it's a shame I probably had to do it to half a dozen people who have decided they're going to exact some vendetta on the server because they didn't like the way they were moderated one day. So it's up to you, Stacey, but if I were you, I would think twice before posting anything that has any connection with PMARS.
Yeah, and if you call the police, please record that. Thank you.
Do it
So-
live.
Let's put that to bed, shall we?
We don't need more Debbie videos.
So the point is that she's
This shit.
promoting a video.
Not
that has
fucking
a lie
defending,
in it,
fucking advocate when it comes to something like this, as they're posting
She
every
has a
second like
made up
that.
video that contains misinformation in it, and she's presenting it as I'm part of a group of people who are telling people to kill themselves, and that's unfair. So if she can promote videos that have misinformation, made up shit in it, then I can make up shit and put it everywhere I want to as well.
All right, Stacey,
Well,
do you want to
there you go.
respond to this, and then we'll call it a night on this one?
Well, you're not responding because you haven't stopped it, Jim.
I
She's
won't.
still fucking doing it, and the other people are too. So that's it. I'm done. You do your own fucking bed,
Bye.
Well, why did you post that video?
and
in the
it's all
first
being
place?
recorded.
Okay, well,
Did
record
I post
this.
it first?
Why did
Check
you
that.
post that video in
So,
the first
because
place?
PMARS
What was
attacked
your-
Twit, right? PMARS attacked Twit, and you allow her to attack me? Fuck that, Jim.
Listen,
Why did you? I want an answer to this question. Why did you post that video in the first place?
Because every single one of those people who told me that killed themselves has said it to fucking me and other people too.
no,
It's
that's not
fucking
true.
sick, Jim.
That's not true. It's not true. I've never told anybody to kill
We
themselves.
got flaws on it like
Stacey,
crazy.
mental health.
It's not because I just told everybody
That
to kill
isn't true
themselves.
either.
It's
That
not
isn't
true.
true either, Stacey. I don't know
Are
who's
you
told you to.
fucking nuts?
I've never heard or
You're a
seen
liar.
anyone. I've never heard or seen anyone tell you to kill yourself ever. So I'm not saying they haven't.
Have you ever
but
seen
somebody
anyone
might
tell
have.
themselves to kill themselves on this fucking server? Have you ever seen it, Jim?
What? What was the question?
Have you ever seen or heard someone tell someone to kill themselves or in a text on your server?
Well, that's not the issue, is it? At the moment, the issue we're dealing with is the lie
Oh, no,
that you
that was
just
the
told.
issue. That was why
is
the video was
The lie
posted.
that you just told that everyone here has said it to you, and that's a lie, isn't it? Just say yes. I'm sorry, Jem. I was lying when I said that. I'm a bit excited and aerated, and that's why I lied when I said that. Go ahead.
I didn't lie. No.
So who's
Honestly,
told you
everybody,
to kill
almost
yourself?
everyone who has said
Again,
shit,
well,
you have
just
seen.
go. That's a lie. Fuck off.
She is
I'm
a
not
bad
interested in
person.
anybody coming in here just telling fucking lies. I've never said that to you ever. Never ever said anything even approaching that to you. And probably 99% of the people in here have never said anything like that to you. So to claim that everybody's doing it, and your former claim that you're going to ring the police and report everyone that said something nasty to you, I hope you realise that that's recorded, that you're going to lie to the police because of some silly high school vendetta. That's
Yeah,
recorded, Stacey. So you go ahead and
You
call
guys are
police.
delusional as shit.
And
Y'all say you should kill yourselves in the chat all the fucking time.
And I'll let them hear the recording of you saying you're going to lie to them to deliberately get people into trouble who have
You're
said
just
things that you don't
grandstanding,
like.
dude. You know they do this in the chat. Don't even.
The video does
Again,
have a
Riggs,
lot of screen
Riggs,
caps.
that's
so.
a lie. You are lying like Stacey.
That's too with
That is not
people
something
asking me to kill
I'm not
myself.
saying that's.
So.
I'm not saying it's never been said by anybody, but to say they do that in the chat is a lie. They do not do that in the chat. You are lying, and Stacey is lying.
She has
Everybody else wants to lie.
About a minute before you muted Stacey, and it sounded like she was saying that everyone that has said it, almost everyone that you have heard them or you're knowledgeable, you have knowledge of them saying it.
Thank you, percentage.
That isn't what she said.
Thank
She
you,
said
percentage. You're a fucking liar, Jen.
She said everybody. I asked her to clarify. She said it again. Everybody here has done it, she said.
I have.
So I don't know what excuse you're making for her.
Yeah,
but it's
that means you've done it too.
What she said before you muted her. So I don't know if she said something
followed
different
it, and then Riggs followed it with. And then Riggs followed it with the statement that that's what they do in the chat. As if this is something that generally goes on here. You just pop into the Debate Flat Earth and More Discord server so that people can tell you to kill yourself. It's bullshit. You idiots! You idiots are lying.
It has happened, but it's a very rare occurrence.
You idiots are lying about this, and you should ask yourself why you feel it's necessary.
Going to hell, shithead. Going to hell, dude. I'll see you now.
You should
because she's a sicko.
You should ask yourself why you feel it's necessary to make up these lies. Why are you doing that? I'd love to
Jim,
know.
it's good. It's good that you don't do it and TWIT doesn't do it, but there are screen caps of some of the less mentally stable, I guess you could say, members, Satan, Rex, and a couple other people saying, kill yourself in
doing
tears.
shitty things to each other. I get accused of being an agent, of being a fucking devil worshipper, a Satanist. I get it every day from you, Lemon.
Jem, does that make you a devil agent?
Stop it, man. Stop. Let me say one thing. People should be held accountable if they're caught saying things like that in the chat. And there is people that do say it, and they should be removed from the server.
They are held accountable. When have they not been? When have I said, yeah, it's okay if you all go in the chat and tell each other to kill yourselves? When has that been approved of? Here, never.
There's people in this server that are guilty of doing it, so you condone it.
Maybe, but the server does not attempt to control every single word that is typed or spoken here. We cannot do that, expecting us to, and holding me or other members here responsible for
It's
this
your
is
job to be
ridiculous.
responsible and reprimand. It's against terms of service, shithead.
Shut the fuck up, you idiot.
10%.
Why?
Because
Am I wrong? Is it against terms of service?
No.
Is it not? Is it not your job as a manager of the server to maintain terms of service?
No, you're absolutely right. However, there's thousands of members here to expect that managing of what is said here to be perfect in every way, so that little Stacey never gets offended in any way, is absurd. But moreover, to dismiss my efforts and the efforts of the moderators here to keep things under control and make up a load of fucking lies about us that it's generally what goes on here and everyone here has said it, lying and exaggerating to try and make a point. Why are you required to do that? Why is this necessary? If Stacey actually had a point, why is it required for her to make up a load of shit and add it onto the point? And likewise for you, Riggs. If you had a point, why was it necessary for you to pretend that the general mood of the server is telling people to commit suicide? You fucking bunch of fucking liars. Gossip-mongering liars, both of you.
Well,
She brought up the suicide.
Riggs isn't muted as far as
of our
maybe he is
friend.
anyways, but Stacey is muted, so how about you unmute her, let her defend herself,
So she
clarify
can
what she
scream
said.
some more.
How about you go fuck yourself, bro?
Listen, she
Yeah,
made up.
fuck you.
She posted the video that started this. Then she had an agenda here with this video. So
Right.
you
That's
know,
exactly what's going on here, isn't it? We're being drawn into this deliberately.
Yep, because this is what she does.
This is how it always happens with this. Whenever this subject comes up.
Obviously, a sensitive situation, and people just need to be, be more careful about the things that they're saying to people about.
Frummy, hold on
Can I
1 second.
speak now?
This is what started this was that I saw the video and I'm in it. My name is in it because P. Mars said, Twit wants me to kill myself, which I never said, never wanted, never implied or anything. That's just P. Mars being P. Mars, okay?
Donnie made a video as well. It's not like this is new.
Can I speak now? Because the one that posted the video only. Wolfgang and other people posted it for. I mean, not other people posted it. Wolfgang posted it. Everybody was talking about. Wasn't me, honey. Wasn't me. It's my problems are not yours. I told you. And I said, if you said something, that you can pull up your own file and look at it. Didn't I say that?
Didn't
I
say
say good luck?
anything.
I never ever accused you
had me.
of saying
You
fucking
said you
shit
had
or
the
anything.
proof.
You're a liar.
I'm not a liar.
Could people? All right.
I
look,
have
in
the proof
future,
of the
hold on,
nasty
hold on,
stuff
in
you
future,
said to
everybody
me, and that
should
is a
just stop
fact.
doing it.
Fuck off, bro.
What?
For fuck's sake. In future, people should just not should just stop doing it. That's all.
No,
From this
listen.
day
Now
onwards, people
it's
shouldn't
out
tell
there
people to do that.
that somebody can include another in my screenshot in the next video that says Stacy wants me to kill myself, and it's just as real as the P. Mars one.
Proof that you
It's
just
as
admitted that you
real as
trying to
the
set
P.
somebody
Mars
up.
one.
Thank you.
It's just as real as the P. Mars one.
I don't care how
I
much
know
you
you
knew of
don't
P.
care,
Mars. I
though,
didn't
because
post that
you're
video,
spreading
Twit.
misinformation
Not my
for a
problem.
reason.
Not my
You have
problem.
an agenda, and that's why you did it.
What's my
I mean,
agenda? You
Twit,
guys
two
have the
wrongs don't
agenda.
make a right. If P. Mars slanders you, that doesn't mean that you should turn around
He
and slander
wasn't
someone else.
slandering me. That's P.
So
Mars.
P.
That's how
Mars
he does
attacks
things.
you, and you want to attack me when I say
P. Mars
good
wasn't
luck with your own
attacking me.
file, and
P.
if you're
Mars
worried
has
about
a
what you
mental
said, to look it up.
problem.
That's your problem, Twit.
You lied.
Then you
and
want to
said
set me
had
up and
proof
admit
of
it, and Jim
You
just
lied
keeps allowing
said
it.
you
And
had
Jim, this is where you go wrong.
Show your proof that I said that. Right now,
I had
you're
said,
doing
go
is
back on my
promoting a video
files.
that has a lie
Go back
in
what
it.
I said. You have said nasty stuff to me, is what I have
No,
said.
prove it.
Brumy's right.
Yeah,
It's a
I'll
shitty
tell
thing
you, I
to
don't
do
have
in this
to
day and
shit
age
to
when
you.
suicide is such a problem. Let's move forward, guys.
No, Stacey
Exactly.
needs to.
It's
No,
sickening.
I don't agree.
People
Stacey, you
from this
brought
day
this to a
forward,
head.
people in the server should stop doing
You-
it. We should stop.
Stacey,
I
Everyone
didn't
in the
bring it to a
server
head.
should
You
stop
P.
doing
brought
it.
it to a
did.
head.
Simple as
Yes,
that.
you did.
Reason.
You have
Nobody
told
should.
me over and
Nobody
over
should
again
say
that
that
I
stuff
could
ever
give
again.
you shit.
I'm just. Hold on a second.
Please, you show me what
off,
I've said
brother.
to you, Stacey.
Yo, M
Because
Stone, you shut the fuck up, bro.
cursed me out every
Why
time
would
you
you
talk
do
to
it,
me.
bro?
You've called me names, and I've never
That's
once
a lie,
called you
Twit.
names,
Goodbye.
Stacey.
Goodbye,
Never
Twit.
once. Never once called you names, Stacey. Go ahead.
Thing
prove
is,
it.
you want to attack me because P. Mars attacked you, and you're pathetic for that.
Mars didn't attack me. Somebody got a hold of a screenshot, then out of context screenshot.
Then maybe you should screenshot him saying not me. That's where you fucked up.
Stacey, it was fictional. It never happened.
You just fictionally tried to
I
set
made
someone
the same
up.
Fictional
You just
creation.
fictionally tried to set her up.
What are you
But I'm not the one that did that to you, sweetheart.
Yes, you did by
You went
promoting
to P.
it.
Mars, not me.
No, you didn't.
No, I
You
didn't.
made that video.
How many people promoted the video in here already? Everybody raise your hand. Get mad at your own
I
blowing,
only
hun.
saw it from you.
So who posted
Stacey-
this video then? If Stacey,
Several people
Oh, I'm sorry. You
posted
only
it.
saw it from me.
Several
Yeah, I
people
saw it when you
posted it
posted
before
it.
her,
Thank you. Just admitted.
including Toy Brandon.
Okay, so it's the flat earthers.
So why did you attack me, Twit, when I
I
told
saw
you
you
your
post
problems
it,
are not
Stacey.
mine?
Stacey, you know what? You need to get help. Okay, there's something not right.
Yeah,
about
you attacked me because you're upset that
I didn't
somebody
attack you,
addressed
Stacey.
you.
I didn't attack you, Stacey. I said that the video is misinformation because that didn't
Yeah.
happen, and you said it did happen, and you
It's
have a
happening
file
on
me.
here. It fits my experience on this server. I see it all the fucking time. Every day I
Not
come
for
in
me.
here.
That's
You're just a liar, Rick.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just a
not true at all.
liar.
That really isn't true.
Y'all full of shit.
Well, show us one example. Show us, search the
Okay,
chat
Turban's
and show
never on
one
recording
example of
every
this
day.
happening.
Let me
get
It
some
has
from
to be
the
on the one with
last couple
Stacey.
days.
Go on. It's happening all day, every day, according to you. So it should be really easy for you to find an example of it.
Jim.
Off you go. Or shut
Jim,
the
you've even
fuck
had
up,
to
you
stop
lying
people
twat.
talking about my brother and his death, my mother, and everyone, and you fucking know it. Don't go there, Jim.
Leave, Stacey.
What are you talking about now?
You
What
should
are you
leave.
ranting
All the
about?
evidence.
You should leave.
Guys, time out, please. You can
did
search
ban
the
me?
word
I don't need to
suicide
leave.
in the chat and look through all the results. See who's ever posted the word suicide. Please go through it and
Boom.
find who said, any of those phrases that you think is up there.
When this
think
was
that's what
going
they
on
did.
when Dawn was still in here and this sort of thing, people were making wisecracks about this. I went absolutely mental at the whole server about it. To say that I've done nothing about it
I'm sorry,
and I'm not
he's
trying to
just finished me
control
not
it
too long
is
ago.
absolutely ridiculous. It's not true.
Okay, then let's talk about Koshu Lion Scummy Cunt Rag, who has said it over and over to me repeatedly on this server and other people. I see it daily. Kill yourself.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do it.
That's what he has said over and over to all of us.
No.
Look back on Koshu. I want you to pull a file on your own person. No, not saying Koshu, but Koshu Lion Scummy Cunt Rag.
You're hearing
I've been waiting.
That name is really paying off right now, Coach O's
Hey,
line.
Koshu, will you pull that file for me and you read it to the people since Jim Pena doesn't want to be honest?
You want me to what?
Again, well, let's just be clear about being honest.
It's been
okay?
recent. Let's go over it.
There's two stories on the table here. The story that I told is this sometimes happens. It doesn't happen very often. When it does happen, we try to stop it. Your story and Rick's story is this happens all day, every day. This happens all day, every day, and everyone here is involved in it.
Does it all day, every day.
So let's see which one of those stories is true, shall we?
If you type in the phrase kill yourself, there's only 243 results, of which there's less than 10 in the last month.
There you go.
It doesn't happen all the time. End of discussion.
Do I have a file?
I mean, if you watch that video, some of the examples are clearly jokes, and one of them is Shroomy going on about his hangover. He wants to kill himself when he's been drinking. I mean, this is ridiculous.
It's a deliberate attempt to stitch us up, to try and find something to knock the server.
I already told you who. Look up Slimy Skunk Rag Guy, the server guy is here, and just recently, the last month, what he has said to everybody. Let's go over it, Jim. Last month, this is one person.
Who?
Me.
Who?
Me.
Again, Kosher Lions. Yep, him. I want you to go over his file right now, please. On your own.
For what purpose? What will that achieve?
To prove what we're talking about, and you're allowing it every fucking day. Pull it up, Jim.
Example. It doesn't prove that it happens all the time.
We know that it doesn't happen all the
he's telling
time.
them to kill themselves, that they should kill themselves, and nasty fucking horrible things about their families and everything. Pull it up,
Stacey,
Jim.
we've just checked. That phrase has only been used in this server 10 times.
No. Pull up his fucking shit.
Yeah. Look, I don't need to pull up his when we pulled up everybody's, and the collective use of everybody in the server is 10 uses
if you don't want to pull his
in
up,
the
then
last
that's
month.
fine. I'll deal with it.
So if I pull up what he said, I'm not going to find more than 10, am I? Because he's included in that 10 already. I won't get more if I just look at his.
It was just one time, too.
Bad things are said here. I know that. We're all adults. That's why I make sure that there are no children here. That everyone here is over 18. Everyone here is old enough to take being insulted by somebody else here. Sometimes those insults go too far, and that's when I step in and try and put a stop to that. And as a result of that, on occasions, I've had to ban people because of that. Or I've had to suspend people's membership for an amount of time as well because of things that they've said here.
He just told someone to kill himself 40 minutes ago.
So
seriously.
Boom! My
That's not all the time, Riggs.
It was a response.
It's all the time.
What, Jim? That's today.
It's not even every day, Riggs.
Again, we know that this incident has just happened. That's why we're having this discussion currently.
No.
So
that's been going on the whole time I've been on the server.
Hold on, Stacey. Hang on. Before you say no. Yes. The only reason we're having this discussion
Ooh, good
is because
for
of
you,
this
Jen.
is because of this exchange that has just happened in the chat. So if Riggs reporting this to us like some great revelation that it's happening so often, it's happened in the last 40 minutes, of course. That's why we're talking about it now. However, it's only happened.
No, that's not what we're talking about now.
Yes. However, it's only happened.
It
10
happens every day
times.
to me.
However, that's a lie because in the last month there are more than 10 days, and it's only happened 10 times in the last month. So there's no possible way it could have happened every day to you. You are lying, and so is Riggs. Stop it. Stop lying.
It's like you guys don't know how to use a search function.
Okay, do you understand that 10 times is already enough, and that's actually a crime, and you're allowing it to go down?
Do you understand?
Okay.
Do you understand that? Do you understand that if it was said 10 times in the last month, it cannot possibly have been said every day? Do you understand that?
Yeah, just one second.
And it's not
what they just accused me of saying 40 minutes ago was me quoting what I said on the video. The quote on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Right.
What you said on the video.
And it isn't 10 times the past month. It's like maybe 10 times the past 6 months, something like that.
Okay.
Well, no,
Why don't you pull up everything
Why are you lying
people have
about
said
us
about me,
like
especially that man? It's
Hang on.
gross, Jim, and you fucking know it. You've been part of it. You've witnessed it. Kerr's been part of it. Telling me to go kill yourself, cunt. Yes,
We
he
know
has.
that-
On recordings loud.
The thing is, Stacey, we've drifted now into your imagination land.
Yep.
Because we know this isn't true. We
Yeah,
can
let me
search-
just read some of these. I recommend
We can-
Suicide Alley. Learn how to commit.
we can search the server and we can see what was said when, how many times this phrase was used. It's very easy to do. It's been done. What you're saying is not true. I appreciate, Riggs, that some nasty shit has just been said. Again, I repeat, we know that nasty shit is said in here. We're all adults. No one is denying that nasty shit is said. And no one is denying that sometimes it goes too far. Okay? You aren't revealing anything.
Guys, I'm fucking scared.
Maybe we could leave this now. I don't know what else I can do apart from tell people to be nice, try and be nicer to each other, try not to say things that cause this much upset. I don't know what else I can do.
Well, I was just slandered, and I'm going to give Stacy 20 minutes to produce the audio file of me telling her to go kill herself, cut, or I'm going to be forced to call the authorities.
I
on
didn't
her.
say I had that file. I know for a fact many people actually probably do,
slandered me.
though.
You slandered me.
Because you constantly say not
Stacey,
slander
you
me.
fucking slandered
She
me.
does.
You're lying about
means redemption.
me, Stacy.
I'm not
You're going
lying.
down.
I'm not
Going down.
lying.
You're going to do life for this, Stacy.
And the thing is, I've been through a ton of shit with people slagging me off of this server, but that really pales into insignificance compared with what TWIT's had to go through. Because she's had to go through
I didn't
at least the
say
same.
shit to Twit,
She's had to
and
go
you
through.
know it.
Why are you talking over me? She's had to go through at least the same shit I have, but she doesn't own the bloody server. You could make an argument that I deserve it. She doesn't. And she's had a terrible
But
time.
I didn't attack her. She addressed me, Jen. That's your problem. You're not getting.
Well, what you're not getting is that there is history to this, and when you're involved in posting a video like that, people like TWIT who have been here since the beginning, and people like me take
Not my problem.
a very deep offence to it. Because it's people lying about us and trying to libel us and slander us when we don't deserve that. All we've done is try and provide some entertainment for people, and we don't deserve people doing this to us.
Agreed. And the same goes to us, but you don't apply that to us, Jim, and that's where the problem comes in. If you back on every single thing that me and Twit were talking about, she had no reason to address me because other people have posted it too. She was pissed at me because she thinks that she can attack me. Bring it.
Didn't attack you, Stacy. That's where your problem is. There
You're
was
a
no
liar.
attack, Stacy. You attacked me. You attack me every
You
time I
addressed
talk.
me because you're
Every
upset
time.
about that
Listen, lady,
video.
you have a problem with me. You've had one since pretty much day one. I don't know what it is.
No, you have.
Some people know, Stacy. Really, these people know when I have a problem with somebody. I don't hold back. I let somebody know if I have a problem with them.
Yeah, I know. You talk shit about me all the time.
No, I don't, Stacey. That's the thing I'm trying to tell you. If I were to talk shit about you,
But
I
you
wouldn't
have.
talk about you behind the back.
Who cares?
She would
I
say
don't want
it
to talk
straight
to
to
you.
you. She would
Listen,
say she would say it straight to your face.
Right.
Straight-
And she
straight
just
to your
talks a
face.
bunch of shit, and I don't want to hear her.
Stacey,
They
you
all-
have a problem with me, and that's why you do this every single time you hear me or see
I
me in the
didn't
chat.
do shit, lady. You did.
No, Stacey, you did. You did.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
You
this
got
chat-
emotional about the PMARS video. You got emotional and attacked me instead of anyone else on your own server.
Of course she did, and so she should.
Why didn't she
That's
attack the other people?
That's
Why
an-
didn't she
that's
attack
an
her other
attempt.
friends?
That's an
Huh.
That's an attempt. Maybe yours was the one that she saw. That's an
I saw
attempt.
your video, Stacey, the one you posted.
That's an attempt to
Don't
libel and
address
slander.
me with your problem.
And
It's
people-
not my problem.
Well, Stacey, when you post the video, you invite a response. I mean, that should be a given. Now, you weren't the only one, and
That video is public. I could post anything I want, and that stuff is real that you guys do to me on your own
But you do
server.
invite a response
So
when you
I
do
had
it.
nothing to do with TWIT. It had nothing to do with TWIT why I posted it. That's her problem.
Well, but
However-
you post it, you're going to invite a response. I mean, that's just be common knowledge, right? It doesn't necessarily
So
mean.
I guess every single person that was involved in that video should speak up and get mad at me because I posted a video, but TWIT did. I didn't
Well,
tell
maybe
TWIT. TWIT got
Everybody
personal.
in that video should be upset about that video. Everybody should, because it's an attempt to libel
They should be
and
upset
slander.
with their own actions.
Didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything.
See, that's
The
why
other thing
I'm
is it's
upset.
designed- it's literally out of context.
TWIT,
So it's
I didn't accuse you of saying it to them. Did I?
You just said it's your own actions. You just implied that it was something done, but
I'm
there wasn't
allowed
anything done.
to post a video that somebody else posted.
You are allowed to, but people are going to respond to it. And in this case, like I say, this history attached to this whole you tell people to kill themselves thing, and it's not true. It's unfair that we've been labelled in this way, and that people are trying to create this narrative surrounding us. It's not true.
I don't see
Okay,
a quote
Jim,
from
it
TWIT
doesn't
in
even
the
matter. I
video.
really could
The
fucking
only
care
quote that
less.
I see is the only quote I see in the video is PMAR saying, "TWIT wants me to kill myself." I haven't seen any quote from TWIT herself in the video.
Knowing Pete Mars, that probably means that he said something to her, she ignored him or something, and that's his response. Like that's
I'll just read this one too. Can Chemo join a soon?
If I wish y'all would have let me say this after Jem was done.
That was today.
So we could have moved forward instead of getting back into the drama. But there's nothing that can be done about the past. Okay, but we can. Like Jem said, that it's not. People say nasty things, but sometimes it can go too far, and it's not meant to be tolerated. So, obviously.
Can I ask you a question, Coach?
Obviously,
How many times has somebody DM'd me
Stacy,
on your
please.
server
Stacy, please.
I hear you talking, so I gotta ask.
to
a question.
apologize?
Stacy, please.
Just like Kosho finishes.
Trying to move this forward, okay?
I know you want me to calm it
all we
down,
can do-
but how is it going to get calmed down if Jim's not doing anything
Fuck,
about
you
it?
delusional
How?
bitch! Shut the fuck up and let him finish, girl.
Trying to move this
Because
forward.
me and Coach have already been talking. I know what's
Yeah.
going on. He wants to calm me down. He
don't
wants to
know
calm the
what's going
situation
on,
down. But just like Rick said, something
She has
just
to
a
be
second ago was
controlled. She
also
can't
said
control
today.
herself. What the
Thank you,
hell?
Coach, for at least
Just
deleting the
mute her
stuff
and let
that Twit's
Coach
trying to
finish.
set at me
Oh,
again.
God, what are we
And
doing
thank you
here?
guys for your guys' information.
Go ahead,
How
Kosho.
mad could you be at someone where you tell them to kill themselves? Like I've been
All right,
screaming
time to
at
mute
you
Jeremy.
people. I've never been at that.
Fuck off, Jeremy.
Hell, this is why I deleted this place. This place so sucks. I'd have
But it's-
left like 3 times.
never-
It's still going on.
Disgusting with it.
I've never been at the point where I would tell someone to kill themselves, even as I'm screaming at the top of my lungs at them.
Oh,
Right, but neither would I. Neither would I.
It's
However,
happened in the past, but I feel like that part's over, right? Because we've done that for 30 minutes now, and yeah, you can't do anything about what's in the past. Like I said,
So we should all just
people-
agree that
listen,
from here
don't
on to the
fucking talk right
future,
now.
we're not going to do
Don't
it
fucking
anymore
talk
then,
right
huh?
now.
I didn't do it in the first place,
Fuck
so.
sake.
I'm just saying that all of us could agree on that, right? Like we should.
Sounds like the territory with the Satano atheist server.
I want to finish. I want to
Institute,
finish
mind
with this.
control. It is
I
what
want
it
to finish
is.
with this.
Shut up.
You cannot say that we don't try and moderate these things, because we do.
Well-
Nobody listen. You don't know, Stacey. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes here. There are people that I have suspended from this server that nobody even knew was suspended. There's all sorts of moderator actions go on in the background, or things that get discussed where we keep an eye on a situation or something like that. because our goal is to enable a conversation and to not exclude people. I try not to exclude people, and that's all I'm trying to do is to keep everyone included. And you cannot say that we don't do anything because we do.
Jem has banned someone before that threatened me, so.
Do y'all ever keep a watchful eye on that elusive geometric horizon?
We're still searching.
We're all adults, and I have to accept that we're adults. That adults are going to say, especially on the internet, they're going to say some nasty shit to each other, and I have to be at least to some extent insensitive to that because of how people are on the internet. You know, if I was sensitive to it all, well, just about all of you would be banned, starting with me, and that wouldn't work.
Can I ask you a question, Jem? Please.
Yes,
go
ahead.
Can I ask you a question? Because you said you moderate in the background. I don't know. Okay, fine. From the moment that I've been on the server, all the and you've been here, you have heard and seen, even with me being honest about my family, all the nasty shit that people have said in the server, texted and said to me personally about my family and everything. And you have not deleted one person, banned them, suspended them, or muted them.
You're right. It's the Wild West, Stacey. It's a rough, tough place, and people are going to say.
So then you're allowing this nonsense on your own server, and you just admitted it. Thank you.
Free speech. It's free speech.
You're in the file
The question is
That's
who
going in your
said
file.
what, and does she
So
have
then
any
you
proof
allowed
of
him
it?
to tell me to kill myself. Thank you, Jen.
I do. Yes, I do. I try and maintain a free speech ideal, and that means not limiting what people say.
You limit what I say all the time,
listen.
That's not free speech,
There
Jen.
have to be. There have to be. Well, look. I cannot have completely free speech. I can't do that. Even if
you're flip-flopping.
Hang on, I'm not. Hang on. I said my goal is free speech. However, there have to be some limitations. I can't allow people to threaten violence against other people. I can't allow people to be overtly racist, because even if I was happy with these things, which I'm not, the YouTube and Discord are not happy with these things. So obviously there have to be some limits, but we're, like I say, we're all adults, and I ensure that everyone's an adult. And so a few
threats of suicide.
A few bad words shouldn't be a problem. A threat of suicide,
No.
a threat
Jim,
or stuff like
that's
that,
fine.
that is a problem. And if people draw attention to it, then I will call it out. But it doesn't mean that person's going to get banned or anything like that. It probably just means I'll send them a DM saying, calm down a bit, lay off, or have a little rest, or something like that.
Okay.
Because again, I'm
Jen,
trying to keep
I'm going to
people
be very serious about this. I'm going to be very serious because I care. I want you, please, personally, if you mind, to look over that file on one person you know who. And if you ever stay in the server after all that person has nasty said, then you're taking accountability for allowing people to say kill yourself over and over, and you will be accountable too when someone does.
If you're worried about overt racism, there's a guy in the chat whose name
because you know it and you're allowing it still.
Stacey, that's not even remotely reasonable to say. It's not even.
You're on the internet. People say nasty shit to people all the fucking. If you want to go SJW on this,
that's not what we're talking about.
So that's why we should do it.
I'm not finished. If you want to go taking this thing way out of context and saying, "Oh, people tell you to kill yourself all the time," that's on you, not Jem.
Oh, so basically your argument is, since a bunch of stuff gets said that's crazy on the internet, we should then condone and participate in that degenerate behavior?
What you have to do is I think you have to have a thick skin towards this stuff. However, I accept that sometimes for almost everyone, some things are going to get said that penetrate that thick skin. Okay. And in that case, if people are being unreasonable, if stuff is said that shouldn't be said, and people draw attention to it, then I will speak to the people involved and try and put a stop to it, so that because I want everyone to be happy-ish. But you know, it is what it is.
I've already looked this up. I'm going to be very honest with you.
People are going to say bad stuff about each other. I mean, people come in here. I had Bev in here yesterday posting a thing that said, "Listen, I had
Right.
Bev in here yesterday posting a thing that says I was
should
a
listen.
liar. I regularly have people posting stuff that says I'm a fucking, you know, a
Talking about that,
character out of
Jen.
Lord of the Rings or whatever it may be. You know, I take a slagging off.
That's not a crime.
Every time I go on YouTube, someone calls me a pedo. I mean, that is a crime.
That's not a crime.
Yes, it is.
It is a crime.
Absolutely, it's a crime.
No, it's actually not. There's
Stacey has a
there's
just crime.
Stacey can prove this. We have to prove it.
I think you should just remove her from the
States of the United States.
You ban
This,
listen, I could care fucking less.
talk to people,
I hope you do
really
actually.
care what people say.
Really, Jim, I dare you.
Saying it.
What?
Is that
What
what you're on about? Like, listen to yourselves. You
Oh, man, everybody just needs to chill out. Let's all just take a step back and chill out.
There's something not right.
Distasteful things is not a
There
crime.
is a difference in calling someone a cunt and bitch. Fuck you. You're an asshole, dick,
Stacey,
dickwad.
what
There's a
is your
difference between
point?
that and telling someone
Are
to
you
fucking
All
kill
of those are
themselves.
words.
It's a
All
crime.
of those, they're just words in the English language, and they're very nasty.
Not-
and they're
let me
very-
Stacey, Stacey,
Oh,
check
let
this,
me
Stacey.
finish.
Something, please,
Let me
please,
finish.
Jen.
Let me finish. Let me finish. They're all just words in the English language. They're not very nice to hear, I admit.
Nope.
I prefer it. Stacey, please. I prefer it when they're not used.
Okay,
However,
if I
that's-
kill myself now,
Stacey,
Jim, you
can I
understand that you're
finish a
responsible for that?
sentence?
Stacey, stop it. Just stop it, Stacey. It's not true at all. It's not fair to say.
Stacey, to be fair, like it's not like it's not
Absolutely,
known
it's
what this
fair.
place is, right? It's
Someone
not
needs to use
like
their mute button.
it would be different
Correct.
if you came in
Yeah,
here
me
and it
trying to finish
unexpectedly
saying something.
happened. Like that's known to happen
Oh,
here. I
was,
mean,
yeah.
you have to choose to come
Yeah,
in
start
here.
muting
where-
these people who are interrupting.
Just mute these cuts.
And no one has taken on the responsibility for anything that might be going on in someone's life by just being here, or by being a moderator, or by owning it.
Wait. Incorrect. All lies.
Wrong.
Wait, can Jim finish so I can grill Stacy?
Go ahead, but you still let me
And then maybe I can finish.
finish.
And then maybe
Go
I
ahead,
can
Jim.
finish my point that got interrupted 5 times now.
Yeah, it did. It did, Coach. And I'm not really sure if I can remember
Yeah.
what my point was. But it's just,
Well,
we're all
you know what is
adults,
funny?
and you just have to take a
I've
bit.
told you. See, you don't want me to talk.
Well, you were
You
going to let
told
me
you about my
finish.
mother?
You were going to let me
Stop,
finish, and
please.
as soon as I started, you started talking. So no, I
No.
don't want
Can I?
to talk.
Let me say it.
Go ahead, Stacey. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's my turn to
Steve.
talk, so I'll let you say it. Go ahead.
And
You
now
want
she
me
says
to?
nothing when it's her turn.
All right, go ahead.
No, I said you want me to. Are you not listening?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Stacey, just say what you have to say.
Okay. From the beginning, I'm a very open person. I have told you about my life. You told about my mother, my brother passing recently, and also having a miscarriage all within 1 week, right? And then your people have sat here and talked shit about me. Do you understand the trauma that could have done? Thank God I'm
So
a fucking
what?
strong ass spiritual person.
Wow.
So wait,
No, you're
stop.
not strong.
What
But
did anybody
wait,
do?
Let me
You're
see your
so
fucking
dumb.
people. Don't shut up.
You're
Come on,
so
it's her time to talk.
Seriously, you need help.
Guys.
Let her finish.
I understand
Please let her
what she's
finish.
saying. I understand that she's
Now,
saying.
Who's she?
Right
When
now,
did
but-
she let anybody finish?
Let her finish. She doesn't start
up!
everybody. Yeah.
When did she let anybody finish?
I have
Go
been
ahead,
muted times it's unreal. Don't even. Okay, now if I was to actually do what the fuck you guys have recommended me to do, you understand that that's a crime that you guys would be actually attached to because you have purposely attacked me over and over on your server?
Oh my
Would be
God.
encrypted. What are you talking about?
God, this
Yeah.
Do you realize that is a crime if I was to hurt myself because of your recommendations to shut
Why
the
is there
fuck
an
up,
echo?
please?
I think if you feel a crime has been committed, you should
Naps, you have an echo. Please mute.
Is that David? I bet.
Hey, can we all just take a step back and chill?
What has someone said to you that's so bad, Stacy? What's
Thank
this
you,
crime?
Witsit. That's good
Are you
advice.
fucking kidding me? You
No,
said
I'm
the
asking
nastiest stuff. I
you.
even have my friends come over here. Shut up!
Fuck
If
you.
ask me a
I'm
question,
asking
shut
you
the
a
fuck
question.
up.
And you say, are you kidding me?
Let her answer, Kurt. Let her answer.
Okay, let her answer, Curve. Go ahead, Stacey. What has somebody said?
What have you said to me? Guess what? People on your own server are keeping records, by the way, of them to me. I hope you know that.
I know. Of course I know that. I've already
Oh, Jim,
talked
Jim,
about
you
the
fucking know.
people that do that. I've already
Stacey,
talked
Kurt
about
asked
that,
you
haven't
what-
I?
Wait a minute, Jim. Jim. But guess what?
Can I get one
Thank
second?
God, I'm gonna be honest. You have about 6 or 7 people who have reached out to me in DMs and apologized every single time someone says it's nasty, horrible shit about me and my family. It's disgusting. Talking about my dead brother, talking about my fucking mother, that I would have killed my mother because I want to see her on fucking Christmas. That was just on Christmas. Let's pull that fucking fucking. Remember all shit fucking cursing? That I should die and all this shit with my mother. I would have killed my mother.
That's because she's a COVID conspirator.
I know exactly what she's talking about. She's nuts.
Yeah, because I wanted to see my mother on Christmas.
No,
you
no
fucking
one
sick
here
ass
thinks that
fucking
it's
person.
okay to say those things. That's what you don't get.
Go ahead.
Well,
but
some people she questions the narrative, so they say that normally blue pill.
No, it's got to be lemon. It has to be lemon.
To be fair, you can't just say that you don't condone them, but never just let them flourish, right? There's got to be a middle ground.
Anybody else?
Everyone out there.
We try and find that middle ground all the time. We fail regularly.
I was
That's
just trying to
the
help.
nature of it.
Jim, you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking
liar.
And I'm gonna cut it now because you for 2 months have allowed your
What did I
to be
say
a
about
admin server. Do you know how much you've been recording?
Yeah, let's hear it, Curb.
2
Go ahead.
months. Let's pull it all back.
Well,
you know.
Well, we know, Stacey. We've already done this. We've already looked at this lie that you've told about us, and we looked at how many times the killing yourself phrase was used, and we found that it wasn't used very many times at all. More than is healthy, I have to admit, but not the times that you're saying. So if you're going to go down this road again with another phrase, well, why bother? But let's hear it, Curve. Please go ahead. What did you say?
All right, what she's referring to at the moment about her mother, she was relaying to us like how she wanted to see her mom and hug her and all these kinds of things and no masks. And anyway, we were discussing the element of risk and danger and everything and possibly transmitting the disease to her. She poo-pooed that and acted like we were nuts and everything. And then when things got kind of bad, she was, bitching at us about it. And I made a comment about, Stacey's upset that she can't kill her mother.
Right.
Harkening back to what behavior she wanted to engage in and just completely,
it's going in the file.
Fucking dismissing the risk involved and all that kind of shit.
Okay.
Noted.
And now that I guess that's some kind of a crime because
it's a bit distasteful.
I never suggested anybody do anything. I was mocking Stacey's just idiocy.
No, I know. This is just trying to be funny. Let's be honest.
Yeah, as Witsit described it perfectly. He said it's a bit distasteful, and I think it is, but I think that's the purpose of it. It's because it's a bit distasteful, that makes it funny. Because
was Witsit talking over me too?
Because it's a way of saying, there is another way of saying that was less distasteful, and the fact that you chose that slightly distasteful way, I think, does make it funny, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm trying to make a point.
I'm sorry, Curb, but I cut you off.
Reclamation of things is terrible. Something I did notice through the 248 results of this, 10 of those results was someone posting a video that had "kill yourself" in the fucking title. So that makes it even worse about that amount. Someone had posted the same video 10 fucking times that had those words in it, right? So no one's looking at this objectively. It's all subjective. Stupid.
Yeah, it was just a shitty video to make, number one, and it was shitty to post it in here, and it was there was an agenda behind it.
Can I start getting money? Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, that's just the point, that people are making these videos, and there's a reason behind making those videos, because nobody fact checked or decided that they were going to see why these things were said, if they were said in jest distastefully, or if they were made up, or
or if it was Shroomy recovering from a hangover.
Right. And then they posted it to cause problem. They did it to do something. And
I just want to say one thing.
Libel and slanderous twit. And
pretty much.
And that is
both sides, right?
Deeply offensive.
There is no both sides, though. There is no both sides. There's one side.
Can I just say my piece?
It's the people who made that video.
Say what they have to say first, please.
Well,
you give Brummy a comment, he takes the whole VC.
the two sides is that you as normie blue pill people feel justified in saying stuff like that in the extremes.
Just shut the fuck up.
You don't like people questioning it. Brummy, you were saying something? Please stop chilling. Brummy, you were saying something? Please stop chilling. Brummy, you were saying something?
I think both sides, right? You know, I think it's too much to ask for like the senior mods to get rid of everybody saying things, because people can take things out of context, or it could be a joke, or it could be serious, and it's very difficult to read between the lines. So they have a hard job, but at the same time, people that find this sort of banter funny when it's a serious case that people are killing themselves out there, and to use this sort of language need to stop it. So the best thing to do is everybody just agree not to do this thing in the future. Everyone agree not to do this thing in the future, and if anyone is seen doing it, then everybody report that person to the mods and let them both deal with it, because it's just not something that we should welcome here.
I hope now that you've echoed what I started saying.
Wasted our time.
I hope this time nobody fucking interrupts me, because this could have been over a long time ago, right? Like I said, we can't do anything about what happened in the past, so there's no point in venting about it. Everyone's aware of everyone's aware of when people said certain things and how far is too far and stuff like that. So it's not hard. It's like people aren't going to stop people from saying rude stuff, but obviously don't cross the line. They don't entice somebody to hurt themselves or something like that.
How about we don't make videos out of screenshots?
Yeah,
Can I ask Coach a question?
Brenda be calling me trolls, incredulous.
And walk away. But also, I would say,
I don't care about those comments.
Enjoy. See,
well, it feels like I want to. It feels like I'm dead.
We've talked very negatively about this, but I would ask everyone also to appreciate the advantage that this approach offers to us, and think about the times you've taken advantage of that. Think about the times that you personally have said some stuff that in the cold light of day you thought, actually, I should not have said that, and you weren't moderated, you weren't banned, you got to remain in here. And I'm not talking to you specifically, Stacey, I'm talking to everyone. This is
right, exactly, because I don't do that. Besides,
this is one of the. Well, that's not quite true, actually. But
Jim, you can't just say that and then it just continue to happen like always forever, right?
It will continue to happen
on this server ever.
It will continue to happen,
especially to you.
Okay, but you can't kind of make it look like it's like, oh, I feel bad that I said something out of pocket. I shouldn't have gone there. I mean, no one thinks like that if they do it continuously.
I think like that regularly.
So you would be like, hey, go kill yourself, and like, damn, a couple hours later it hits you like, damn, that was a little harsh. And then you go back and tell someone to kill themselves the next day too,
The first time I heard that casually,
pretty much that. Yeah, I wouldn't say that particular phrase. But there are plenty of times when I go off on one at someone, and I think afterwards, shit, I shouldn't really have done that. And then the next day, I think, I'll make an effort to be nice to them, and I make an effort to be nice to them, and then an hour later, I'm going off on them again.
Sure, yeah, that happens. That happens for sure.
I have the DM.
We're talking about the extreme,
Prove it, like saying, "Oh, I really should have done that. I should have done that."
Yeah. You know what? But they don't do that. You know what ends up happening? And I got DMs, like I said, of people apologizing to you for other people's behavior. Please, Stacey, I know you're going through a lot of stuff. They're attacking you personally, and I don't want you to hurt yourself or anything. They literally call out, we got your back, honey, give you a heart. This is disgusting. All the time. DMs I have, Jim. But I'll be honest, Jim, you have never once said anything
and hold them close to you.
But a lot of your people do daily.
A lot of your people.
This server is so terrible. This is the last place you should be, Stacey.
Right.
I'd still like to point out what this crazy woman
Maybe
did.
get a hold of your moderation then.
Terrible things about her family, and when asked for an example, it was me making a remark in sarcasm.
That's just one.
You know, you're upset because you can't kill your mother.
Oh my
God,
that wasn't sarcasm on Christmas.
You wanted to engage in was to endanger your mother.
Well, Curb, as a man, you are supposed to kind of be Yeah, well, you're supposed to be
ultimately,
strong and above that as a
She's
man.
not pleasant when she's
fucking
here.
lunatic.
Ultimately, although that was unpleasant and flippant, it was a point in an argument. It was an argumentative point that was being made.
It was not a point in an argument.
Yes, it
What I
was.
had
Very much
given, if you
was.
go back on that, was I was talking about seeing my mother on Christmas Day, and they said, "Oh, that's terrible. Why would you want to do that? You want to kill your mother?" And then Curve came in after they kept saying this over and over. It says, "Yeah, Stacey, you want to kill your mother." He just kept fucking attacking me. Yes, he did.
Not how it went down.
I got DMs of people
you're
apologizing on every
deranged,
behalf, including yours.
Deranged.
Anyway, let's end it like this. Let's all make an effort to be nicer to each other. We can make this a New Year's resolution, can't we? Because it's almost New Year. So let's all say that this year we're going to just listen. We're going to just take the edge off what we're saying and try and, if we're at a 10 now, we're going to do 8 next year in terms of insulting people. Let's
All right, cool. I'll start it
We're
off.
gonna
Hey,
go
what's
down
up,
to
guys?
not
My name's
ever,
Austin.
ever saying this nasty ass shit again.
Might get a 9.5, but
Yeah, well, that's it.
From Witsit.
If we
Call
shoot
people
for the
names, that's
stars, we'll reach the moon, right?
That's
So
fine.
I'd like to say I hope everyone is glad that I woke up this morning, but that might not be the case. But at least they shouldn't express themselves in that way. But if they do, they should at least get muted once in a while.
Gosh.
But
Glad
happy New
you
Year.
We're doing what? We're doing
I'm
what?
glad
I didn't
We're not
hear
allowed
you.
to talk badly to the flat earthers. That's what they're requesting.
I'm
Well,
glad
not
you woke up,
necessarily. It's
Rocky.
just the blue pill justification makes, the extremes on your side, feel comfortable being like, die anti-vaxxers, die people who question corona, die people who question these shootings like Sandy Hook and stuff like that. So on the extremes of that, less persecution and just more listening.
I'm not a flat earther, by the way. I'm a human.
You've got to understand that a lot of the stuff
Flat
whilst
earther.
it's said politely,
Human.
is actually worse than what a lot of people say using harsh language.
Well, as long as we're talking about truth and talking civilly, that's the main thing, as opposed to being, mean and, demonic.
Mm-hmm.
Or calling
Foolish, honey.
Demonic.
I know you and me have had a good conversation.
Wait, hey,
have you
are we
not
allowed to
apologized to
call
me
out?
on behalf of a
Called
lot of
everybody in the server demonic.
Hey, are we a conspiracy theorist? I got a question, random question right now. Am I a conspiracy theorist if I say that it appears there is a concerted
yes.
effort of an ideological stance of Zionism to subvert a disproportionate amount of things?
You're also an anti-Semite.
That's your response? So,
Yes.
okay, well,
You're
for
so
one,
harsh.
chill, calm down. Semitism.
Brenda, as a Semite, I'm telling you,
that's
please stop
Mediterranean.
throwing that word around.
Yeah, that's a Mediterranean language. I am not against Mediterranean language. What a dumb nonsense word that you just accused me of. And I guess I know your answer. No, I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to. Hey, am I allowed to critique the ideological power structure known as Zionism? Yes or no? Or is to critique it at all inherently racist?
It's inherently racist.
It's inherently racist, says Brenda. So here's my let me get here's my
because society won't allow it.
Here's my follow up though. Here's my follow up. Listen. If it's inherently racist, then so I'll listen. Is my critique of the ideology that they think they're ethnically superior because of their blood, because they're the chosen people? I don't like. I'm almost done. I don't like.
Guys,
God.
let him finish.
I don't like their ethnic supremacy. Don't you find it pretty ironic to claim that because I'm critiquing that I'm racist? What a clown world!
You are. Please respond to that very quickly. So there's a couple of things I would like to very
better get that shit off.
Echo. Who's got the echo?
I don't know. Someone's got an echoey mic.
Oh,
but all I wanted to say is you're quoting the Protocols of Zion. That is not part of the Jewish faith. It's not part of the Jewish people or anything to do with Israel.
That's not true. That's not what I'm quoting.
Plus, he exposed himself either way, though. He's saying
Let him finish.
because of what they do,
Let him
he's
finish.
decided one's better or not than them.
Finished.
Let him finish.
Whilst I agree with, I have a lot of problems with Zionism as defined. Yes, I do have a problem with that, as do most Israelis. And I think you do. It is one of those things that's a very hot spiked topic.
It's because we know instantly coming out of Witless's mouth that it's going to go straight to
Incorrect.
It's going to go straight to the protocols of Zionism.
Oh, that's not true.
is.
Judaism itself, Orthodox Judaism, says that they are the chosen people. If you don't know their ideology, that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm allowed to critique ideologies of ethnic supremacy. In such a clown world in which I'm not allowed to do that, or somehow I'm the ethnic supremacist.
No. The thing is you need to actually say that's nothing to do with Zion. That's the protocols of Zion, which is
no, that's the Torah's interpretation in Orthodox Judaism.
Where that is in the Torah. It's in the protocols of Zion.
That the Hebrew people were the chosen people.
Are we talking about the written Tanakh or the oral traditions? Because when you say Torah, that includes the written part and the oral tradition of the rabbis. So if you're talking about an oral tradition, it's going to be hard to cite that unless you have video of the rabbi actually saying that.
But hey, to be fair, I didn't even say Judaism. I just said Zionism, right? This geopolitical freaking power given over to this ideology. Right? Am I allowed to critique that, or is Brenda somehow on the right when immediately she tries to shut me down, saying that I'm a trigger word for her anti-Semitic?
Well, the thing is, you have to mask it as criticism of white people since they're Christian, but you can't get specific with the Jews. So just mask it as criticism of white people. Christianity is something else. Under that banner, you can criticize it.
But I said Zionism, though. There are white male Christian Zionists. Dude, my issues with Zionism.
So can I ask Jim a question off topic?
Holy fuck.
Jim, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Jim, you still there?
It can't be any worse than this topic.
Yeah, I know. So the rules that we just decided that we're not going to tell anybody to fuck off and die. So somebody is coming on here and going to question Sandy Hook and the pain that those parents lived through. Am I allowed to tell them to fuck off and die?
I think you should be able to.
I'm going to ask you for more than an emotional reaction.
Thank you for not answering for Jim.
You're not talking to you.
Having a mental breakdown.
Am I allowed to tell them to fuck off and die?
Yeah, I
just
think
come with
so,
some information.
yeah.
I don't care what you say to me. Just come with some freaking information. I don't have time for emotional outbursts.
I think.
I mean, you're in denial.
I think.
Oh my gosh! What a self-projection.
I'm gonna have one more try. Okay, please don't interrupt. I think that saying "fuck off and die" is not the same as telling someone to go and kill themselves. Even though the meaning is the same, I think "fuck off and die" is kind of
this place is so morbid.
It's a sort of an existing insult. Whereas I think telling someone to go and kill themselves is that's an instruction.
I thought we moved on.
I hoped we had Witsit. Yeah, let's get back to it. Where were we?
Let's get back to Zionism.
Yeah, I mean, I'm asking a simple question. Isn't it fair for me to critique the aspect of Zionism that says that because they are in fact God's chosen people, at one point in time in the future, they will have a Moshiach that will arise, a political leader that's very strong and will actually unify the world underneath Israel, and they're the chosen people.
God said that. So Witless, what should the solution be? What should the final solution be for the problem of the Jew?
Oh, my solution should be that we should be allowed to critique them, and we shouldn't have to just blindly be subservient on both quote unquote sides.
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask?
Percentage religion that doesn't claim that they're part of the chosen people.
Zionism, what does that mean?
Israel does not exist.
Zionism in the context of America means Israel first, America last. Politically. So we're talking about an ideology that puts America's interests last and the interests of another country first.
Lemon, do Jews have horns?
See, then Brenda wants to act like Brenda acts like she strawmans us like we're talking about Jews as a collective.
I've heard from people.
All right, what are you talking about?
Horns.
Brenda, no one's talking about Jews as a whole. Brenda, stop strawmanning people. Stop.
You're not listening.
No, you are strawmanning.
No, I'm trying to say something. I'm asking, do you think Jews have horns? Actual horns? Do you think they do?
Some of them might.
What are you talking about, Brenda? Do you understand that we're not talking about
coming
Jews
out of their
as
head.
a collective, right?
like little satanic.
You know, we're
horns
not talking about
that come
Jews
out
as a
of the
collective, right?
head. Do
You
they
can
have
answer
horns?
simple questions. Hey, no. Do you think that we're talking about Jews as a collective?
I think you're a clown.
That just shows the way your mind works. And maybe you have some
Well, we
type
can
of like
ask
bigotry
Kosho.
that you're
Kosho, do you have
Well,
horns?
the question is, are we going to maturely discuss these topics, or are we going to use fear, intimidation, kill yourself, and slander to shut people down? Are we just going to ruin people's reputations and just, have emotional outbursts, or are we going to maturely discuss these topics?
You can't maturely discuss third grade physics.
All right, sorry. I didn't think that calling out and critiquing Zionism and its geopolitical influence on Americans' war maneuvers over the last decades was such a trigger subject. I thought that we just all kind of could be honest and address that.
Like I told you, you need to mask it as general criticism of white people and Christianity. Then you might be able to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's convenient because that's a big part of my critique. All the stupid white Christians in America that just love Israel. I mean, they're not really helping the problem. They're a huge part of why it works.
The problem, the JQ.
The problem being an disproportionate amount of control and subservient behavior to a foreign state.
How do we deal with the Jewish question?
Why do you keep strawmanning?
It's Zionists.
Yes.
If you're saying all Zionists are Jews, then I think that's racist.
Shut up for a second. Yeah, it's Zionism at the right side of his mouth, and then it's written in the Torah and an ideology of all Jews.
So I know that's why
he says
earlier.
one thing and then says he's not talking about Jews, and then
Kosho, that was earlier, and I said, wait, but never mind. I'm not even talking about Judaism because when I originally brought it up, I said Zionism. I made it a point that, I had veered off.
That's why I just said what
Kosho,
I
I made it a point earlier that I had accidentally veered off.
So now you're going to make distinction with the races.
No, now you're calling it out like I'm being a hypocrite when I called it out myself 10 minutes ago, Kosho. I said, but we don't even. I'm not even talking about that because it is deeper than just a geopolitical influence. Because in fact, there is ideologies, layers of that, right? And there is Orthodox Judaism, which also do think that they are in fact the chosen people. I didn't make their religion. I didn't make them believe it. I'm not even allowed to recollect what their religion is, or I'm racist. What the? That's such a clown world.
You are.
And the term anti-Semitic is stupid too.
Baggage. And, for me, if I was going to make this argument, Witsit, I would have posted a picture like I posted, which is the fact that an awful lot of Jewish people do not like the Zionist movement and where the right wing of the Israeli government is going.
Okay,
There are
actual
political arguments you can make here that are valid, reasonable, and don't take you down this fucking, the protocols of Zion say. That's fucking bollocks. It's not the question involved here.
No, it's just because you can't just collectively address the situation when there is a group of people with a lot of power.
I just did, and nobody
So do we then?
for anything that I said.
Yes, I just specifically responded
to one word I said.
Right, there's nothing objectionable.
Do we then immediately after that talk about how the Christians also think they're the chosen people?
They do.
They actually do. Yeah, and it's crazy little doctrine of.
Why don't we make that the first topic? Then we can talk about this.
Okay, fair enough.
That's an excellent
Talk
idea.
about how the Christians think they're the
Let's
chosen
do that.
people.
Okay, yeah. So all these people believe in this, like, people believe in these doctrines. Oh, Brendan knows, I'm sure.
I was going to ask you what
you were going to ask something non sequitur and some stupid and surface level nonsense diversion.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Something it's just an ordinary question.
You always interrupt, Brenda. Every time I ever about to say something.
It is relevant because we're going to switch.
Was talking about the subject that was just broached, and now you interrupted
Christianity, which is Christianity, right?
Yeah, so don't interrupt. Let me finish first.
So I was just going to ask him, what denomination do you follow? Witsit?
I don't one. Well, cool presupposition with your little stupid question. So back to the point. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of doctrines of men. She's asked me that before. There's a whole bunch of doctrines of men. Okay, I'm not a big fan of that. So religion, belief system void of empirical evidence built upon the doctrine of men. Similar to heliocentrism, but I digress. I was actually, let me guess, you're going to keep interrupting, Brenda. So I was actually raised, quote unquote, Baptist. No one believed in the fairy tale book is the way that I saw it. They couldn't answer any of my questions. I was like, this is whack. I'm out of here. Anyway, now, yes, I do indeed reveal the scriptures. I know Yeshua is the most historically accurate figure in the world, and most people don't do any research independently to even look into the story because they don't. They just believe whatever they want to believe. So anyway, yeah, I do have a personal worldview, but that is relevant when it comes to doctrine of men and misinterpretations, and as it pertains to what we're talking about, they take the verse, those that bless Israel will be blessed, those that curse Israel will be cursed, to mean that this physical state of Israel, founded predominantly with the help of the Rothschilds in the 48, is what that's talking
or
about.
Is he trying to have a conversation?
Holy shit! Yeah,
Well, you asked the question, I'm explaining it.
You went out on a diatribe. Just answer the question and leave it at that.
Well, I just know y'all don't even know.
Do you
this
believe
stuff.
you're chosen? Yes or no?
No.
Well, I guess
you're not one of the chosen ones. Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's an opportunity to see what, if any, way there is to blue pill the normies without them having an irrational emotional reaction. I guess we're just gonna have to take this thing slow.
Oh, I think everyone's chosen in the sense that the truth is written on their yeah.
So
Yeah.
Lemon,
It's
so
written,
Lemon,
the truth's written on your heart, like even for Brenda.
Lemon, what denomination do you observe?
Baptist.
You're Baptist, right? So how
Yeah.
do you deal with the fact that the Bible condones slavery?
I also look at the passages where there's spiritual freedom from Christ, as opposed to slavery to sin through the world's utopian.
Okay.
Brenda, we have slavery now. We have slavery right now.
The Bible doesn't really condone slavery.
Actually, does. It says slaves obey your masters.
Yeah, but that's not condoning.
Yeah, you don't
slavery.
even understand the context of the
Sure it
scriptures,
is.
Brenda. Why?
Sure
Don't
it
pretend you're
is.
going
Because
to
it
teach
says
people
that you
about
can-
them.
it says that you can
what
buy
different
slaves.
types? What different types of servitude are there that it references?
It's
Oh,
full
you
on
don't know.
slavery.
You don't know anything about
Yes,
this
I
conversation.
actually-
Guaranteed.
It's
Guaranteed.
full on
And
slavery.
you can kill them.
You can
or
purchase
beat them.
Yes, you can
What?
beat them.
Okay,
and as
so
long
other
as they don't
people have
die,
already looked at this. You should read more than just the left wing
I already
talking
know.
points. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I know.
really. So how about this, Brenda? Let's see how
Christianity-
informed you are on this subject, Brenda. Was Yeshua a historically accurate figure that existed?
So I'm asking
Yes or
about
no?
slavery.
Yes or no?
We don't know.
And the answer is yes.
I think
Based on all historical standards, all atheist historians concede and acknowledge that he existed. So y'all don't even know, from your own stupid materialistic, nihilistic, atheistic worldviews, you don't even know what the atheist historians, subject matter experts concede. Y'all don't even know
The
anything.
word they use is there is probably a figure that the stories are based on.
Oh, did Alexander the Great exist?
Yes, we have.
Okay, well, we have way less historical evidence about that, though.
There's no good historical evidence.
Why you got to
that
interrupt?
Jesus or
Why
Moses
does this trigger? Why does
or
the subject
any of
trigger
the
everybody,
biblical
dude?
figures existed.
What?
It's kind of hard to ignore someone that's built 7 or 8 cities in his name.
So
put up towards him, had coinage around him.
Okay, so did you know?
Talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He kind of was around Alexander the Great.
Oh my God.
Much with Jesus at the time.
Okay, did you know that Alexander the Great's second place when it comes to the amount of historical evidence we have corroborating their existence?
The incomplete
he's second
manuscript
place.
pieces of the Bible is not.
He's second place. Did you know that? Why are y'all spiraling?
I was smiling, man. That's a silly thing to say, though. It's
So
not-
wait,
it's
y'all are
very silly to say. It's
contending
very
the
silly to
existence
say
of the
that.
figure known as Yeshua? Y'all haven't researched anything, dude. Y'all are on step one.
Jesus was real?
Okay, you could just say he's a dude, but all atheist historians know he existed.
We have objects
dude.
and artifacts from. Yes, I've got some training this. We have objects and artifacts from the lifetime of Alexander the Great. We have physical objects, textual objects, to evidence his existence. All we have for Jesus is textual objects, and the oldest one we have is fragment, I think, P152, which is dated, I think, about 120 AD.
The Shroud of Turin, which was disproved and reproved after being disproved. If the Bible is taken as a historical document and was later made mythological and inadmissible later, we have other secular sources that attest to this group of followers that followed this historical figure Jesus and attested to Jesus himself. So we have documents that appear to be brought in and out of admissibility by changing.
Well, I can tell y'all what the truth is, but y'all just have to not interrupt. You know, so like
the problem that can I speak? The problem that
atheist historians concede he existed, was killed, and that the tomb was empty. They don't make claims as to why. They don't make claims as to a divinity. Y'all can deny whatever you want to. That means you haven't even researched the subject matter experts of historicity value of Yeshua. And the fact that you claim he didn't even exist as a figure, when you don't even understand that all the scribes everywhere wrote about it. Y'all are wild. The Greeks made fun of the people that followed him. They're like, these clowns, they're just like the Jews, except they think this dude was like some messiah or something and thinks he's divine. And they made up the word Christian making fun of them. You act like the dude that the people followed didn't even exist. Y'all haven't even researched it. Yeah, y'all are so arrogant.
Please? Can I say something? Can I say something? Can I say something? Now, this argument, just to bring it back on track, this argument about whether or not Joshua existed, whether or not the Exodus actually happened, is irrelevant. Because what we have in the Old Testament is an account of this. Whether it happened doesn't matter. But it is so influential. It is completely the reason, and amongst other religious texts, why we have the absolute clusterfuck that we do in the Middle East right now. We've got gods. We've got gods that apparently deal in real estate, and if you actually adhere to the Old Testament, you've got an account of this guy called Joshua under God's command committing genocide after genocide after genocide in the name of God.
Oh, you don't even understand the context of the scriptures, but you're going to teach us about it. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, it doesn't matter to actually understand what you're making claims about. It doesn't matter.
No, you can. What you can do is.
I used to think the same thing that you just said, dude.
You just said the haters.
You can twist and turn.
You say you understand. You can twist and turn. You can't even let it get it out.
Okay, please enlighten me, dude.
Let me finish. You can twist and turn and say, oh, it's in this context or it's that context. But the context that many people have laid this out in allow them to commit atrocities.
Yeah, they're wrong. Yes, I agree with you, and they're wrong.
You can talk about it all you like.
I agree with you and condemn them.
What?
I agree with you and condemn it.
Yeah, well,
what?
Talking about this kind of, oh, you've misunderstood the context.
Okay, well, now I can actually say my response.
As if we're all kind of.
For example, I used to ask the same. For example, I used to ask the same questions, dude. Like, whoa, wow, yeah, this guy, dude, in your fairy tale book that y'all don't believe in, just says go kill everybody, every man, woman, and child, even the animals, and just keeps killing all kinds of people. All this crazy stuff happening. I was like, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. And I used to always ask about Genesis 6, like there were giants on the earth in these days. Like, what does this mean? What does this mean? And they would never answer. I was like, this is the wildest thing, and everyone comes to this building and pretends to believe in it, but no one even knows like what it says or believes.
You're not even addressing what John was trying to say.
But the context that was missing, I found out, was like, for example, the book of ENOCH, which explains everything. They actually tell you the watchers by name and how the genetics were tainted, and then you understand there's actually a genetic difference. The bloodline itself that ended up leading to Yeshua had to be maintained and kept pure, and so there was actually intervention on behalf of gods against giant civilizations. That's what the Bible says. So no one even knows what that actually is.
I know. Yeah, that makes it worse.
It makes it make sense.
No. If you, I mean, there was with good reason. The Book of Enoch wasn't included in the Bible. If you can say that it.
What was the good reason?
Purifies it by its exclusion. There is absolutely no mistake whatsoever that Joshua was, and you said it yourself. He was commanded, to paraphrase, kill everything that breathes. Genocide.
Yes, and it was because they were genetically different offspring from the fallen angels. And you can say that's a crazy fairy tale story. That's cool. My point is that's what the story. Why are you interrupting me? My whole point is that's what the. My whole point is that's what the story actually is. And for me, that's the only thing that even brought me back to even considering it could possibly be viable. That, of course, and testing the earth and realizing that its literal descriptions of it are actually accurate. So that it's just viability was interesting introduced, and then I decided to swallow my ego, look into the truth about Yeshua. Okay, and there's a lot of lying and subversion going on about what really happened. Look into it if you want to, or don't if you don't want to.
So Witsit didn't like the fairy tale, but then he read a retcon, and now it's okay.
Oh, that was a good one. So anyway, yeah, it just changes the entire context. So whenever the first book, quote unquote, the author just breezes past, and there were giants on the earth in the days. Like, that is insane to me. I never understood that from a young age. You're just gonna breeze past, oh, and there were giants. But it's because it was all explained. The setting of it was explained in Enoch, and this resurfaced in a small Ethiopian canon tribe.
There weren't
tribes canon. So
what's it? Like, tell me.
Y'all don't even know things.
Tell me. Why?
How is it? Go to the Bible channel if he wants to talk about that.
Whatever, dude. Hold steadfast and prove all things to be true. You know, so you can just believe whatever you're told, or you can go try to verify things and find out what's true and prove.
So tell me, you do whatever you're told, right?
You think you live on a magic spinning cartoon ball where water bends convexly around a sphere that spins and revolves, going 11 vectors in a vacuum with gas around it?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Witsit, can I
what's
ask you?
Wrong with that?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Can I ask you?
Understand?
Can I ask you a question?
What's wrong with all these antithetical claims regarding natural
law? When you measure the non-parallelity of plumb lines, it all starts to make very much
non-parallelity.
Just before we get into that,
you know he doesn't read above a third grade level.
Okay, just hold on.
Can I just ask you? Why do you place so much importance on the book of Enoch when it isn't actually included in the Bible?
Well, the Bible's super grabbled. I mean, there's 66 books. There used to be 14 more in the original version of the King James, which is the one everyone runs to. In 1611, there were 14 more books. Enoch was removed before that by the Romans, and the Roman Catholic Church turned it into an integration into the polytheistic representations they already had. Like Sabbath, the Sunday, sun worship, sun festivals they already had. Yeah, Jesus' name, suffix, Zeus. Yeah, okay, so whatever. You track it back. The truth is, Enoch was the grandfather of Noah and the first scribe, and everyone knew what he taught, and it was removed.
And so
Yeshua himself and the scriptures refer to it as scriptures. And the next to last book in the canon of the 66 books is the letter of Jude. It's a single page right before Revelation, and it tells you as the seventh from Adam, Enoch prophesies, then quotes the book of Enoch word for word. And then Enoch is about the end. And he says in the beginning of the book, I do not talk to you now, take up my discord with a distant remote generation. Bang, bang, it resurfaced in a canon tribe after the Romans. The Roman Catholic Church gave a decree to remove from the face of the earth, but they couldn't get it all. Ha. Y'all don't know. Y'all just need to research things, man. I'm saying God wins. God wins.
I've got to say, it's really impressive that you can talk really fast, at the end of an advert with the terms and conditions apply. But I don't really give a fuck about all that. You place all this importance on the Book of Enoch.
I explained why, but you just don't want to listen, man.
Well, you didn't really. I mean,
you didn't listen.
There are lots of books. There are lots of books that were not included in the Bible. And
correct.
Loads.
I agree with you.
But the reasons that you're giving for why you should place some kind of importance on the Book of Enoch are just flimsy and
what were my reasons?
Disregard. What
were my reasons? Since they're flimsy, since you're critiquing them as flimsy, what were they? You have no
the reasons that you gave were other biblical scriptures that mention the Book of Enoch.
Oh,
it's just your personal opinion.
Hold on, that's cross.
Okay, well.
Liability if you accept another text is true. If it's mentioned by another true text or account, that lends more validity to it as a historical.
Yeah, wait, no, it's just where this ideology originated from. They pass compilations of strips. Listen, man.
Bible, so your standard of proof is different than his. If you're talking about totally different standards of evidence, you don't have room to talk.
Wait, no,
But then
okay,
you
you're
have to
asking
say
different
that the
questions now
Bible is
because first you asked why is the Book of Enoch so important? Now you're just conflating into an argument about the Bible. I was saying why it was important, and now you're trying to conflate it into like I used the Bible to explain why it is important, referencing that.
well,
and
actually,
in fact, I'm not done talking. You don't know anything about this clearly, but there's a group of people that passed manuscripts down for thousands of years, dude, okay? And some of those over the course of time via Roman control have been taken out, and you can track them back. So whatever, I decided to do that. Some people are scared maybe of what it may reveal. I don't know, or they just think they already know everything. That's not my issue, dude.
Well, I'll tell you what my personal opinion is for what it's worth. I think that people like you are really enamored with the Book of Enoch, because if you twist it in the right way, it supports a flat Earth.
What do I have to twist in the Book of Enoch to make it support a flat Earth? You're laughing hard? No, it just clearly is a geocentric stationary
majority
plane.
of the Bible, man.
Yeah, fuck your paranoia.
Weirdos, man. Y'all are weirdos.
Weirdos.
Well, we measure
Fucking
the
paranoid
fact
of
that it is round and spherical and rotating. So
Who's paranoid?
Not you, him. He's paranoid of the flat Earth. He's
I
paranoid.
know, it's weird, dude. And it's like, dude, we can all admit that that's what,
You're
in
ignoring the
Enoch, that's what the
obvious
description
evidence.
is. It gives like these crazy descriptions of the luminaries themselves. So it's
He's acting like without the
you
Book of
think-
Enoch, there
if
is no
you
flat Earth
think-
paradigm in
if
the
you
Black
think-
Bible.
Also,
If
that's
you
what
think
the whole.
that-
Hey, y'all want the real bomb? None of y'all can take. Y'all have the wrong calendar. Y'all use the Gregorian calendar that came from the Julian calendar. Again, back to the Romans. But anyway, the Enoch calendar, very simply, 12 months a year, exactly 30 days in each month, at 360 days, which is a perfect circle, of course. You have 4 additional days a year, 2 equinoxes, 2 solstices, and then every 5 years you have a leap week. And it's actually outlined within the Enochian description of the luminaries. Y'all don't even have the right calendar. You think when you look up in the sky, it's just magic freaking suns that look like stars.
No,
What a
what's
cool
the best
story.
calendar is the lunar calendar, man.
This accounts for the lunar and solar cycle, though, and has every eclipse down perfectly.
But yeah, the Jewish calendar is a lunar calendar.
The Jewish calendar is close, but it's wrong. They have to fluctuate things.
None of those are compatible.
The Jewish calendar has to fluctuate things.
Yeah, but variety is the spice of life.
Every calendar has.
What's it? Fluctuation is key.
No. The Jewish calendar has to like.
Because they're not compatible with each other. The months and the years and also the days, nothing's compatible with each other. So something has to give. Yeah.
That's
The
that's
sun and
not
the moon
true.
together to verify each other.
Well, I
The
said
sun
the leap
and
week
shows
part.
the
Yeah, dude, the leap week. No, the point is that there is 12 months a year, and they're 30 days, and the year starts in March, quote unquote, which is called come from the Mars, the god of Mars, the god of war. When they typically go to war during the spring, but now we say December is the last month, even though in the etymology of the word is dece, meaning 10. It would be the 10th, but we say it's the 12th, and the year was always known to start when life starts, spring starts, and it's in March. And it's also based on the sky. But no, we'll just mess it all up and act like I'm dumb because I don't want to be with the stupid calendar.
Yeah, we all know this, man. What you don't know is that the thing that you just said is more wrong than even the lunar calendar or the calendar we currently use. But none of them are going to be consistent with one another because there's not exactly 365 days in a year. There's not exactly 12 months in a year. There's not exactly.
Well, I didn't say 365. I said there's 12 months of 30. You need to listen, man. 12 months of 30 days.
Yeah, I heard what you said, Witsit. I heard what you said, and I already said it's wrong.
What did I say after that, then?
So 12 months and 30 days, 360 days plus 4 days is 364. That's
What's the 4 days?
That's a day, 25 days shy.
Equinox and the solstice is, you idiot. We all heard you.
The moon reflect the moon, right? Listen, the moon right now is reflecting light.
There's
The
4
moon
days
reflecting
that
light
happen
is very
outside
bright
of
right now.
months. Now, what else?
Yeah.
Right.
They're magic days.
Wait, just to clarify, you guys are acting like the Julian or the Gregorian calendar where
4
the
days that are not in
you
months.
always have to interrupt. Are you? I just want to clarify for the room.
What else?
You're saying that the Gregorian calendar that everyone uses is accurate, even though it has the leap year, the 28 days, the 31 days, 30 days, 31 days, and it says the end of the year is after December.
Accurate
It's
for
just
what?
inaccurate in general.
For
The-
what?
The year
We
begins
use calendars
in
to
March.
meet up on the same days.
March is just,
The only
it's
reason we
all
use a
about their
calendar
pagan
is
gods.
so that when I make an appointment to see you, we show up on the same day at the same time. That's all the
That's
calendar
all
is
based
used
on the
for.
sky,
It cannot
my
be
man.
inaccurate.
It's based on the
It
sky.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We end up at the same place on the same day as we expected. It's good enough.
Okay, well, my point is the calendar we use isn't completely accurate. It doesn't even
wanna know
start the
what you're
year
accurate.
at the right
Inaccurate.
time. It doesn't
The
start the
only
year at
reason
the
why
right
this
time.
becomes important is because in the past, different calendars were used, blending different historicity.
Lemon, hold on. Brummy wanted to make a point, and he's been trying to make this for about 2 hours. So go ahead, Brummy, please. But try and be loud if you can.
All right, I was just on about like the moon right now. It's reflecting a lot of light from the sun. I just wonder if there's a way we could measure the amount of light, luminescence we get from the moon, and see if we can calculate how much actually light we're getting from the sun, and see if there's a correlation.
Yes. You can even
Is that because of solar flare that's coming?
a solar panel, and you can collect energy. Yeah.
Or the CME?
Collect energy.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Zach.
Collect energy.
So what is the problem with having this perfect spin of the Earth and the rotation around the sun? Even numbers. Why
You don't have any evidence for it. That's the problem.
Why is it so mesmerizing that
It's not mesmerizing. There's just no evidence for it.
Hey, listen, why do you gotta talk over people? Let me get a sentence out. I've been listening to you for over 2 hours.
Let him get it out, Witsit, please.
Thanks for that, Jem, as well. Thanks for that.
Spin up. Let's say got hit by a really big. Let's say,
I'm not listening. I gotta go. I'm not listening to Xanax predetermined script about Coriolis effect.
Witsit, please just let him make his point. Please go ahead.
If you got hit by a meteor or something and spun the Earth up just fractionally, it would change this length of the day and also change the relationship between the number of days that rotate around the sun. It's not that
Meteors
hard.
don't hit Earth.
You're just making up shit, dude.
It'll never be perfect.
You're just making stuff up.
Could you make a hover drone collect from an asteroid on Earth that's a simulation? Did you guys see this double twin jetpack thing that you can fly with now?
What
I just said,
Can
Don?
you talk about one point at a time?
Well, dude, Zenick, you want to bring the
what's
attention
what
back to what
I
you just
Don?
said?
Don?
Please repeat yourself. Yeah, please. If a meteor hits the Earth, go ahead.
If an asteroid or a meteor hit the Earth, enough to where it increases the velocity, the rotational velocity of the Earth, even very slightly, it would change these numbers that we are holding so dear to our hearts to match perfectly. Which they
Dang, you did a way worse job the second time. Can you try to say it with your chest with some specificity this time, or I'll do it for you? I'll say what you said at first.
I said if we change the angular velocity of the Earth, even infinitesimally small, it will always change the rate of rotation, which means we change the length of the day, which means they change the relationship between the length of the day and how long it takes for us to rotate over one rotation of the sun.
Okay, you would agree this is, of course, inherently just a baseless thought experiment.
No, that's something
Not
that
a
happens.
baseless thought.
It's something that happens? Is that your claim?
You're somehow enamored with this.
Wait, it's something that happens, someone said. Please enlighten me.
Relationship of the length of a day.
It got changed by an asteroid hitting the Earth. Please, just when that happened?
You gotta stop, Witsit. It's a nasty habit you got there. You gotta get out of this enamored that you're being so enamored with the relationship between the number of days full rotation and how long it takes in terms of rotations of one full rotation around the sun. This relationship will never be perfect ever. So why are you so enamored with it?
It's cyclical since the beginning to the end, and there's 360 days, perfect circle, and there's 4 additional days a year, and then there's a leap. There's a leap you have to know when to apply, and there was actually a key to the calendar. The calendar, thus, is the key to the sky. But y'all use a Julian Roman pagan belief system based on Zeus mythology.
What did I say?
And you don't have an accurate one. You don't even have the right start of the year.
What are we going to do about discussing how incorrect that is?
The Jewish calendar is way closer to accurate, dude. What's funny about that?
Why don't we just use the unique calendar that exists?
You idiot.
What?
Every 2 years, every 2-3 years, you need to add a month.
No, but yeah, it's different.
No,
It's,
no,
yeah,
you're
that's what I'm
telling
saying.
me.
The Jewish calendar is different than what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's more accurate than the Julian calendar. That's what I'm saying.
How? If you need to add the month.
Because it knows
years.
about the feasts.
4 days.
It knows about the
call it a
feasts,
perfect
so it's more
calendar.
accurate.
You can't have 364 days in a fucking year, dude.
Well, it's like I have to do that, man.
It's not 364, man. Where did you get this shit from?
Wait, what do you mean? Where did I get it? Which part of it was complicated? There's
It's not about complicated, you cunt wit. Don't start
Okay, I
with
can
that
send
shit.
you if you actually want to know.
It's about
Kurt, I
it
can
being
send
fucking wrong with it.
Okay, that's a cool story, but if you
There are
actually
not
want
364 fucking days in a year. They're not
Okay.
364 and a quarter days in a fucking year. You mongoloid. So don't act
Even
like
the
this.
solar
You're
calendar
fucking
is
wrong.
I didn't say that was the case.
Perv, the solar calendar is off from the
Shut
stars and
the
off
fuck
4
up,
days
Lemon.
anyway. So you need to look by a day every 4
Defend
years
your
rather.
stupidity.
So you need to compare calendars for more
Explain your
exact, more
stupidity,
regular
Lemon.
occurrence anyway,
God
Curve.
damn it, Lemon.
Kurt,
Explain
if
your
you really want to
stupidity with
know, Kurt, calm down, dude. If you really want to know, I can send you a PDF explaining the calendar with it actually
No.
mapped out.
No.
So you don't
no.
want to know the truth,
No.
and that's what it comes
Tell
down
us
to.
right now how
You're fighting for an archaic Roman mythos calendar that's
Correct
not
for
even
what?
started at the beginning of the year. You sound like a
Correct
clown.
for what? I don't
You
want you
don't
to
have it in
ramble
you
and
to ever be
babble.
like, damn, maybe I heard something I should look into. I
Don't
didn't know
ramble
all
and
about.
babble.
You
Answer
just
the
know
fucking
everything, dude. You're arguing
What is
for
it
an
correct for?
archaic Roman mythos calendar.
Explain it. What is it correct
asking
for?
you to explain the correct one.
Okay, so it starts based on the activity of the sun and the moon, right? And we have cyclical eclipses, which are outlined perfectly within this calendar. And we know that the year starts based on an eclipse event or a full moon more so.
calendar sounds like what he's talking about.
Full
What are you
moon.
matching up with?
Enochian calendar, Enoch, Enochian,
Yeah.
Enochian.
Yeah, and there's different people
Lemon,
doing
shut
different
up.
things,
What are you
but
matching up with, Witsit?
yeah, like so. For example, the year starts in what we would call March.
God damn it!
Calm down, man.
What are you matching up with, man?
So like the full moon, the full moon, right? So or like the new moon actually, or you'll take a full moon. Either way, I can send you the PDF, dude. But what I do know is I looked through it, critiquing it if it can even be viable accuracy-wise, and yes, calculative-wise, it can be. And in fact, it's based on the progression of time, it is viable. And in fact, more accurate.
Game, man. Answer the fucking question, you punk.
It's based on the moon in the third quote-unquote month. That's when the year actually starts.
Why should
Don't
we
care when it
base
starts.
our
Don't care when it ends. What do you?
That's when everyone always
you
knew it
calling
started.
accurate
It's
if you
only
don't
when
know what
humans
is
now think they're
accurate
smart,
to?
like this guy screaming what he doesn't know anything
Why should we
about
continue
on
to use the
Discord.
moon?
Did we vary
Why
away
should we
from?
continue to use the moon as the calendar?
Well, you tell me why the sun and the moon are so cyclical and perfect, and eclipses are cyclical.
Because of orbits.
Oh, you mean because it was designed
physics-
perfectly to have a
physics
cyclical
predicts that
nature
that's
in our
what
sky?
occurs, so-
It's been the same since the beginning. The Enoch
No, it
calendar is
hasn't.
super old
That's
and it can
not-
still
that's
work.
not true at all.
Then why does the Enoch calendar still work perfect, even though it's thousands
doesn't.
and thousands of years
Your-
old?
your calendar
You
doesn't
said
work
it doesn't.
perfectly. You think it does, but you're wrong.
Oh, why does it not work perfectly?
The
Explain.
Enochian calendar, as most people know, it actually a recreation that's been modernized for current.
Okay, I don't care what misrepresentations of it are. So cool straw man.
His birthday is if the Enoch calendar works.
Y'all
so
have
well.
all these cogdiss protective little straw mans. That's all you guys have.
Not a straw man.
Yes,
to
it
say
is.
that
Some people
have
think
made-
this.
have made
Well, what's a cool
calendar based
story,
off
dude?
off of a
I
round Earth model.
preemptively addressed that.
It's a cog dis.
Yeah, y'all are in
one of
cogdiss
those
about every little subject
infuriating
because they're
things.
coming from a flat earther. Can't take
Is it
it.
like a cog dis is like chillax that makes me want to erupt.
You're gonna try to disagree with anything I say.
The
though.
difference is the sun and moon together are used to correct each other. Basically, the lunar year finishes a cycle like every 3 years. The solar year fulfills its cycles within 7. So 7 and 3 they work together to correct each other. It's a year of 364 days with like leap days added as needed to make it more
You don't have to add.
My
that's
question
not how
is,
it works. So like,
my question is, why why the fuck are we talking about this? About this
your whole
stupid-
entire quantification
this
that you people
stupid-
pride yourselves on, saying that the lights in the sky are doing something in the heliocentric
I might
model,
actually
is
ask this-
wrong. You
this-
don't even
this
start
argument-
the year at
listen
the
to me.
right time.
Excuse me.
Y'all are clowns.
This argument.
You're arguing Roman mythos.
No. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
You're touting Roman mythos.
Let me speak. Let me speak.
Everybody
Wait,
else.
this argument.
Let somebody speak. You cunt.
Let me speak. This argument about whose calendar is correct and whose calendar is incorrect has absolutely fuck all to do with the argument. Nothing.
Wrong.
Absolutely nothing.
The argument of the shape of the earth or what? Because we were talking about historicity. So if we're talking about the events in the Bible having a historical context where they actually occurred on certain dates, it might help to use the calendar that they're actually using to contextualize the events with the highest degree of accuracy as possible. That's what true intellectuals do, not people that are just biased against the Bible and just throw out all of its prophecy and history because they're rabid atheists.
The calendar that
A real
substantive relative to the Earth discussion.
You might want to get the actual context in which the intellectual work was made. Try that.
Yeah, and it's substantive relative to the conversation of the Earth anyway, because, if the Enochian calendar using 12 months of exactly 30 days, 360, again, the perfect circle, then 4 additional days, two equinoxes, 2 solstices every year, and then you have a certain cycle that you have to know when the year starts, and it had... My point is, if it works back then, thousands and thousands of years, my point is, if it works then, thousands and thousands of years ago, and it can still work today, you cannot claim some heliocentric model, certainly not in an attempt to tout it as advantageous of some type of predictive capability. That's laughable because you need the geocentric interpretation of the cyclical nature. Simply the
I never heard the calendar used as proof of a globe Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Calendar's not used as proof of a globe Earth.
I'm saying you could never say that you predict the eclipses and events in the sky, which is tied into what time is, which is tied into what calendars are, and the way that you people make up stories about the sky is all off, and y'all just scared to ever admit it. Your
calendar.
What do they have to come out and tell you? Maybe
Can I just
this is futile pursuit.
Please, can I just set this straight? You just mentioned the cycle of eclipses, okay? Now the cycle of eclipses is entirely predictable by the Saros cycle, which is the precession, the lunar precession.
Yeah,
Now,
Chaldeans, 2500 BC.
This is nothing to do with anyone's belief in anything.
Chaldeans, 2500 BC.
No, just listen to me. This is roughly an 18-year cycle, and the eclipses occur again and again and again and again in the same way in an 18-year cycle. It has got nothing to do with what anyone believes or anything, right? It doesn't matter. That's not some kind of.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point, dude.
Nothing to do.
Let him talk.
That he's making my point. He doesn't even understand.
No, if you think the prediction, if you think that the prediction of eclipses supports your argument, it does not.
Oh, you're saying it more so supports the claim we're going 11 vectors?
At any point in time, you were only going one.
Oh, the Earth's only going one vector?
This is
vector summation and vector moment.
The Saros.
So the Earth only has one vector.
At any moment.
Guys, come on. The Saros is called the Saros cycle, named by, I think, Edmund Halley, a couple of hundred years ago. The precession of the moon. This is just a cycle that occurs over and over again.
Okay, explain that if you claim that we're revolving around the sun, shooting through space 500,000 miles an hour for thousands of years.
What you're trying to do is incorporate the Saros cycle, the lunar precession cycle,
the cycle, yeah,
some
the cycle.
Let him talk.
Kind of positive proof of a flat Earth, and that's just
that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying it works because of assuming a geocentric cycle, no change. So dun. Yeah, you claim there is actually tons of change. So then inherently in your claim, you have to claim, well, it takes billions of years and we just don't notice it, or something stupid, pseudoscientific, unfalsifiable bullshit basis assertion.
Rambling like this.
You mean breaking down the lies that you so desire to keep
You're
to?
absolutely fucking deluded, dude.
You're self-projecting, man.
I mean,
You
can we have a
don't
civil
know
discourse?
what you're on about, and you won't answer honest questions.
You won't even voice it.
If we
You don't
have
even know anything I said, I bet, dude. Gerv, can you name one thing I said specifically or voice any substantive specificity?
What I'd like is something with specificity regarding what the fuck is your 364 days accurate to, you cunt?
Okay, yeah, again, you have to add in a leap week, right? And I told you I would give y'all a PDF. A leap week every 5 years.
Do you think we can have a civil discourse? Do you think it's possible to have a civil discourse? Do you think it's possible? Can we have a civil conversation?
What? Why 364? Witsit? Why do you think that makes sense? And
How many
what
days
is-
are there in a year?
Wait, well, there's just...
That's what I'm asking. What are you keeping accuracy with?
I'm not doing this, dude.
Fidelity
You
to
actually
what?
think I'm about to do this, dude? Okay, so what I'm breaking down, y'all can take or leave it,
Right, so
is...
you're incapable.
What? No, I'm just
Rambling-
not. No,
you're
I don't.
babbling,
This
you're
is why I
spouting
don't come here.
shit.
Y'all feel entitled to be able to
You
just like
don't even
quiz
know
me one after one
implications
after
of what
one,
you're saying.
straw manning and never representing my real.
You're regurgitating something you heard somewhere.
No, I'm not. It's so
You
simple that if you
absolutely
don't
are. You
understand
can't
it,
explain it, that's why.
why can't I explain it?
You're a goddamned parrot.
Okay, so what is a day, Curve?
Depends. What kind of day?
What is a day, dude? The sun
Specificity,
comes,
bitch.
leaves, comes back, right?
Specificity, bitch.
Okay, the sun leaves, comes back.
Solar day.
Okay.
Solar day, sidereal day. What do you want?
Dude, I don't want anything. I want y'all to acknowledge that there,
Why is the question?
there
You don't
are.
want to answer.
My overall premise, y'all probably don't even still understand it, is that if for thousands of years it's remained accurate,
You don't want the answer to.
for
Can you figure out how to have a
thousands of
conversation
years-
instead of be a preacher?
if for
Here's
thousands
the
of
fucking
years,
problem, cunt. The answer to how long is a solar day is not a single numerical answer.
is
It
that your home run?
varies, you dimwit.
That was your home run?
No, but it varies. So what game are you playing?
What game am I playing?
You're asking questions that you don't want the answer to. Can you get something going on here?
Yeah, see, the truth is actually what's in the sky is in there for science, and it's a cyclical nature of movement above us for thousands of years, and yet you guys claim we're spinning and revolving and the sun's shooting 500,000 miles per hour in a freaking galaxy.
Your motion.
What?
Yep, spiraling. Catch yourself, Witsit.
How am I spiraling, Curved?
You don't even realize it. Oh my god, it's so sad.
You're such a
Can
loser,
somebody
man.
please help this poor boy?
Witsit, I mean, come on, man. You're shitting the bed because
How is that?
People are pointing out that what you're saying is total shit.
Oh, look, once again, you don't even know what I'm saying and can't voice any specificity. You are all pretender clowns.
Specificity again and declare victory, you little girl.
No, all y'all do is vaguely tout victory like gammas. You don't even ever know
Why are you
what my
telling us
postulations
to-
are.
Okay, stop it.
Why do I
Okay,
name call? Because you people tout victory
the name
while
call for
lying.
instant.
No, that's not true. I don't just randomly start
I'm like,
jumping
sure, I
in
called you
name calling.
gamma.
That's not true.
We've been talking.
This is all
Sorry,
being
we've
recorded.
been. Witsit, we've been talking about the stars and the moon and etc. and apparently this was quite important to your argument until now. Now you want to turn away from it.
Wait, say again.
Your argument, and up until this point, as from what I've heard, you've been happy to talk about the position of the stars, etc., and now you're saying, oh no, we can't look at the stars Is that what you're? Is that what you're?
You're such a clown. Like, you're just such a clown, bro.
I'm asking you to clarify your position.
Okay, I'll clarify for it so you can just act like you don't hear it for like the 5th time. The point is, for thousands of years, there's been a cycle to the sky. It moves over top of us, and it's been doing that in a cycle for thousands of years. This includes the eclipses also. And yet you claim all this crazy nonsense, and there's a fluctuation, and it could technically change at any point in time, and there's all these variables going into it. And in fact, the Earth is stationary, and the sky just moves in a cycle over top of us, and the calendar will be accurate because, well, it's just the cycle of the sky, and there's a timeline inherent in that, so there is a slight deviation. You actually have to interpret the calendar with the sky as it takes place because the sky is for science, dude.
How do objects move around in a circle? What's it?
Whatever. Y'all won't even respond with specificity yet again. Y'all can't.
What's pretender clowns? A circular path.
Dude,
if we're on a stationary Earth, how is the sun moving around?
What is the sun?
You're asking me what the mechanism of the movement is?
Yeah. How is it possible? You're talking about.
How is it possible?
He's asking for the mechanism of the movement without even knowing what the object is. Like, hilarious.
Or if it's an object, yeah.
Or if it's an object, yeah.
If we give you a reason for why things happen, you don't like it, make up something more fantastic.
Look, some more vague nonsense.
Okay, Zanuck, thank you for saying it's made up. Thank you for saying it's a made up reason, and you want us to make up something more fantastic.
Attached to it.
Can somebody just tell me what the argument is with Witsit? Somebody just tell me what his problem is with the solar days that people are calling out. What is the actual problem? Hold on, don't talk. Quiet, man, Zanuck.
I'm giving it to you.
Stop talking.
I'm giving it to you.
Let him finish asking his question, Zanuck, then you can answer it.
I just want somebody to actually point out specifically what is wrong with what he postulated. That's it.
He hasn't taken his clozapine.
Go ahead, Zanuck.
So nobody's got no specificity to what he's postulating. I don't want to hear no arguing.
I was very specific.
Somebody get to the point.
He hasn't taken his clozapine.
All right, you got your joke. It was funny the first time. Anyone seriously?
It's still funny. He hasn't taken his clozapine.
Anyone actually want to point out exactly what was wrong with what he postulated? Anyone seriously?
By the way, it's clozapine.
No takers.
No, yeah.
Sorry.
Brummy, I'm trying to respond to what you said, man. Say it again one more time. Say it again one more time.
Has anyone got anything specifically wrong with what he postulated about the dates of the year and what kind of people use?
At the very beginning of what I said, and it's 100% true. And there's nothing anybody can show me to.
What is specifically?
I mean, hold on. What I said was.
Can't just say I said it. You tell me specifically what's wrong with it.
You're just saying I said it. Dude, stop talking. There's no reason for you to interrupt me. Fucking tell me.
He's telling you to expound.
You don't know that he's not because you're stopping him from answering. You need to let him answer and then decide if he's answered or not. Go ahead.
So what I've said to him at the very beginning, what I said was that there's no calendar that will ever be consistent, internally consistent, because of the fact that the days, the months, and the years, all based on the rotation of the Earth and the orbit of the moon around the Earth and the Earth around the sun, these things are not internally consistent with one another. Meaning there's not an even number of any of those things or an integer number of any of those things that fit into any of the other. So what has to happen is
what I heard. Let me
I don't care what you heard from me. I don't care.
Kosho, I heard him say
he had something like. For the love of God.
Right, Kosho, let me respond to what
Brummy,
you said.
stop,
right?
dude. I'll make my fucking final. Shut the fuck up.
You're nowhere near what I asked for, though.
Brummy,
Nowhere
shut
near
up,
what I
dude.
asked for.
Just shut the fuck up. God damn it, dude. God damn it. Yeah, so for that reason, there's no way to put those things together and have a calendar that doesn't have some sort of error in it, or something has to give, or you have to have a leap day or something like that.
You just said that.
Yeah, I know. And then he interrupted me. So I'm trying to get to the end of my fucking point, so stop fucking.
Irrelevant to what I asked, though. It's irrelevant.
Stop
it. Let him finish.
God damn it. Right. And so for that reason, that none of those things are consistent with each other, there is no point in pointing out how our calendar is flawed and in comparison with some older calendar, there's no calendar that will ever be consistent at all. So especially one that doesn't have enough days in it is not going to be a more accurate calendar.
Well, yeah, you're right, because actually the way that I see it, which is definitely going to make people in here spiral, is the Enochian calendar actually needs to be applied and interpreted, used with the scriptural backing of the manuscripts that were used at the same time. It gives you context and helps explain how it works at the end also. So there you go.
The Jewish calendar, originally, like how the Jews originally had their calendar, and I'm assuming Enochian people probably do the same thing. The reason why we have weeks is because of the Jewish people. They have a lunar calendar, but that wasn't adopted till that wasn't adopted until later. Like the calendar that they first used was just a 7-day weekly calendar. So we have 7 days in the week because of that. But that's another thing that doesn't fit together. So they add these things together that don't fit together. And that's why you have these flaws.
Yeah, but why would we use a calendar that's just strictly about the moon when we have a calendar that's accurate with the solar and lunar cycle?
It's not unless you add leap weeks.
Well, the thing is, there's a fluctuation. If there's a week, which is outlined again in the scriptures, actually, then you would have to, that intrinsic with that means you would have to know when to start it, right? You would have to actually know when to start the cycle, where it lands. So that's a whole different discussion. But what I am saying is the current one is wrong. I mean, y'all can argue about it if you want to, and Coach, I don't necessarily disagree with you, like, because you're never going to have 100% predictive perfect one, because I think there is an actual change, right? And the way that I would see it is it's itself a timeline, and I guess maybe eventually it reaches whatever we would call an end or something. I don't know, but either way, it has like a change within it, and you would actually need to know that the signs in the sky, maybe i.e. the eclipses and blood moons and different types of crazy alignments and stuff, with the scriptures that tell you that this stuff will happen, interpreted with the right calendar interpretation of, for example, the divine council, how they meet, and that result in the signs in the sky and
Why
all
are
this
you
different
so
stuff.
enamored?
The whole point is the calendar itself
cycle of the
with the right interpretation started at the right time, which I'm not making a claim to, is a huge key to the sky that was hidden from the people.
Days for the Earth to travel around the sun once. Why is that so important to you?
Why are you always just talking about traveling around the sun? Like, are you a Helios worshiper or something? Because there's no empirical evidence of movement ever, other than you just look at the sky and reifying it. Dude, you just look at the sky and then you say, I know it doesn't feel like we're moving, but I swear we're moving. I swear we're moving. That's what you do, dude.
Tell you where you're going. This vector that you keep on mentioning, multiple vectors, 16.
It comes from Helios worship, dude.
There's one change of path.
That's what the Statue of Liberty is. It's Helios. It's a statue of Helios. Literally, just look it up.
Fine.
Even if the solar day is the period of time during which the sun makes one complete revolution.
You're disputing that you have a problem with.
The sun moves once a day.
One full cycle, either around the moon, around the sun, or the sun around us.
Okay, Zanuck.
Yes, that's what it is.
Do you agree, Zanuck? Check this. Do you agree that during a sunset, the sun sets?
The sun is hidden under the earth. Yes.
Zanuck, do you agree that during a sunset, the sun sets?
No, all these globs thinks it's a misnomer.
The sun does set. Setting the sun is it being obscured by the horizon. They call that sunset. No matter where you are on the earth,
can I just get a simple yes or no, dude? During a sunset, does the sun set?
What do you mean in this instance? What are you getting at, Witsit?
I just want a straight answer.
Be clear. Be clear about your question.
Okay, during a sunset, does the sun actually set?
What does that mean, actually?
Does it go down?
Like your mother.
It's not a trick question. It's a simple question. During the sunset, does the sunset, or is the sunset a misnomer? Is it mislabeled phenomena?
It will go down as long as you're not on the poles.
Is the title sunset? Is that mislabeled phenomena?
No, it's how we call it.
Sunset means.
Okay, so the sun sets then.
No, it's how we call it.
Yeah,
okay, so then it is a misnomer.
Football.
Is it the word used? Is pseudo-force a
Go ahead,
misnomer?
you guys play it your way.
Is pseudo-force a misnomer?
Oh my gosh.
Is it? Just let me know.
Why you want to talk about your pseudo force?
you
You're
have a
not
word
real
here. You
force.
can't understand.
It's called a sunset, but it's really Earth turn rise.
I know. That's what I'm trying to get to. So, anyway, Zedek, the whole point is you can't even answer simple questions like during
I
the
answered
sunset.
perfectly
Does the
simply. I
sun
did
set?
answer
You just
it.
like imploded and melted. But
It's where the sun
basically,
appears to
check
go
this,
behind
Zedek. For me, if I go out to the beach, I'm gonna go out to the beach here soon, right? In a couple weeks, and I'm gonna go out to the beach. And I'm gonna look out at the sunset. And when I
Right.
do that, I'm just gonna stand there, dude, and just try and have a peaceful environment, enjoy the sun going away and setting in the distance.
Mhm.
And according to what you want me to believe about the Earth, or I should supposedly believe about it, when I go stand with my feet planted on the beach in the sand and I look out at the sun and it's really beautiful and it goes away from me and sets, in fact, it isn't moving at all. I am falling backwards.
Correct.
And it makes it look like the sun is going off in the distance and setting.
Sunset only means the sun is being obscured by the curve of the earth as it rotates. That's all it means. You're making more of it than it is.
No, you're falling backwards.
How are you
How am I
falling
making more of it? That's the most crucial, pivotal
Falling?
aspect
Are
is
you
the movement
weightless?
itself.
Are you weightless?
Yeah, you're claiming the
not
sky.
falling.
Backward?
You're not.
Are you
You're
really
claiming the
falling?
sun just appears to look like that
Moving
because
backward,
you're
rotating
moving.
backward, or
Xanax.
falling backward. Pick which one.
Maybe you're falling, Witsit. Who makes that
Yeah,
argument?
you're falling backwards, bro.
Falling, rotating, or
Falling
moving.
backwards.
Falling,
Motion to change the name sunset to Earth turn back.
Yeah.
Who makes
Or
the
Earth.
argument
Oh man, the light at that last ETB was amazing.
No,
Permission
because
to
Yeah,
change
like sun
percentages name to
fallbacks. We gotta change them to sun fallbacks.
The scenery of that STB,
falling back. You've already got
SFB.
that. We've
You
already
guys
established
think
that.
we're
The sun's
lame
not falling,
because
man. It's Earth. You have to say Earth. Earth turning.
yeah, it's just crazy that they think we're crazy because we see the sunset and it just that's what it is.
High curve.
Definitions are to facilitate that communication. so
Okay,
that
Curve, have
everybody
you ever
has
seen a
common
sunset?
They
of the
think we're
meaning of the word.
Curve,
We
have you
know
ever seen a
what we mean
sunset?
with
all the talk
sunset.
they do about
Curve, have you ever
It's
seen
not
one?
a problem
and
for
all the
adults.
talk Lemon does.
Children have a problem with such
You
things.
make up
Adults,
words.
no
Like,
problem.
you think
They truly
All right,
believe that
one at a
words have
time, man.
meanings.
Get it. Make sure you do all the fucking talking.
Y'all are scared of sunsets now? Damn, dude. I just left for a little bit. I'm not gonna stay long.
We just like you
Chill.
to shut up every now and then. You come
I haven't
here,
been here in
you come back
forever,
for
and I
what,
just
2
point out I think
hours,
it's funny
you haven't shut up
that when
since.
you see a
the Glovers in
sunset,
the chat saying that sunset is.
From the time you logged in, you haven't shut up.
Hold on, okay,
Dude,
so
they
for the
think that
Glovers in the chat
sunsets mean we
saying
fall
sunset is
backwards.
incorrect for flat earthers,
You
you're
haven't
correct.
shut
It's
up
not,
since you've
it's not a
been
sunset
here.
for flat earthers.
You know
Okay,
it.
Would be
We
can
all
I ask
know
you a
it.
simple question,
We
dude? Do
don't need
you think
to.
that when we see sunsets,
You
we're
can
actually
just go
falling
away again.
backwards?
Nobody wants you here.
Hey,
Oh,
do
sorry.
you think when we see
Sorry,
sunsets,
Jim,
we're
I didn't
actually
say
falling
that.
backwards?
Jim got mad at me last time I chased you away.
But yo, Witsit,
And it's
for
fair
flat
enough.
earthers,
He gets
to be
get
fair,
mad.
it's not sunset
But you
either.
really need to shut up every now and then, you fucking idiot. You
For
really
flat
do.
earthers, it's not a sunset either, to
And
be
so do
fair.
you, punk.
Because the sun's just moving farther. It's not actually setting.
Between you and Witsit, you guys just never
Oh, yeah,
shut
of
the
course,
fuck
yeah.
up, pointing out the stupidest fucking shit.
Oh, that's a cool
And
story.
God,
You,
man,
dude,
you're spiraling or
think
something.
about why
Anybody in
would you
this room
spiral,
truly
dude? Why would
believes-
you spiral if
Does
we're
anybody truly
stupid?
believe that Witsit isn't fucking delusional?
If we're
Does anybody
stupid and the Earth is provably
believe
spinning and
that
revolving, why would y'all be
any
spiraling right now?
reasonableness
It's a
in
simple
what Witsit
question.
believes?
all of a sudden.
That's one of those questions of the room. Does
Not us.
anybody believe that anything Witsit believes is based on reason?
Yes.
That's a poll. I'm not talking to you, percent, because you're stupid as he is. Anybody else?
Keep on getting triggered, bro.
Anybody else?
Hey, does anyone else in the room ever seen a
Anybody
sunset?
else believe that Witsit believes anything based on reason?
I've seen one too. They're dope. Do you like sunsets? They're beautiful.
Two people here who don't think you're fucking insane.
Do you agree that sunsets
The
are
rest
beautiful?
Of us think you're, no, Witsit, you're not worth talking to.
Dude, don't take it out of the sunset.
Just because people didn't answer you doesn't mean that they think he's
psychological phenomenon.
Scott. Just because people didn't answer you doesn't mean that they think one way or another. Absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. Nice try,
And the
though.
only thing we can do with words is reason. And since you are unreceptive to reason, You're a waste of time to talk to.
No, we just don't like
I
your
don't
reasons
care.
because they have no evidence.
Then why are you the fuck you here? Go away.
No one cares about your personal opinions
Nobody cares
about me.
what you think.
Well, I'm not giving my personal opinion
You
about
are.
it.
That's all you do. You come in here for the last 3 hours. You've been giving your personal fucking opinion.
I'm a spy roll, dude.
Hey, Witsit, tell us
What I
about
gotta do to get the right to make rolls and get them out here? What I gotta do?
Tell us about when you went on
What'd you do to
Nathan's
Scott, man?
Hey, tell us about when you went on Nathan's
Seen
show.
if I can run
and
him
dogged
off.
you out.
That's
We
my
wanna
goal
hear
right
about
now.
it.
Despite what Jim warned me against before.
Come on, Witsit.
Sucking each other off.
I'm fucking tired of listening to his stupid ass talk.
Well, actually, when people hear me and Nathan talking, when people hear me and Nathan talking on YouTube, I mean, I was being muted for like
You got the
80%
best
of what I
sense of humor
actually said. The
ever.
YouTube audience
I haven't
doesn't
heard
hear it.
jokes like that since middle school, man. You really bring in the top-notch ones, don't you, man?
Are you going to go back on
God.
Nathan's now, or does he have you
I see
banned for life?
Dallas is light on too. I got him muted, so I don't care what he's saying.
Sorry, I've been muted. Hold on. I've been muted again for like.
What do you think about Nathan?
Fucking, can I get a word in? I've been muted for 10 fucking hours. Like, I actually think he does believe what he thinks. I think he has come to reasonable things that the reason he's come to the conclusion he's got to. I mean, it's hard to see that somebody you disagree with has come to something logically.